Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's the 10K Invitational here on a Wednesday. I'll be your host, Aggro, alongside my other host, Pretty Hair. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Welcome in. And this is going to be our first squad sort of invitational, Nick. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, this one's going to be really interesting for sure. We've done a lot of duos, right? And we kind of got a familiar feel with that. And we did a solo tournament. That one was vastly different. A lot of vulturing, just a different feel, different vibe, different way you had to play that game to be successful. So I'm really excited to see this squad tournament because in that first couple of rounds, everyone's going to be new to this, right? And then it's all about who gets out in front of the meta, so to speak, fastest.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. If you want to play with your squad at home, make sure you go ahead and give Realm Royale a download. It's free to play, guys. What do you do? What are you waiting for? Just go ahead, head on over to Steam, hit that download button. You can get Realm Royale for free, as well as you can get that PTS going and make sure you get ahead of all those recent changes that are going to be coming up. We patch the game a lot, so make sure you go to PTS and make sure you get your chance to test those a little bit early on.
Yeah, it's right there on the store page as well. Super easy to grab. We've got a couple of extra streams and things for you guys on today. Let's take a look at the format. Like we mentioned, it's the squad day. It's the first time we're doing that. Teams of 4, but still no doubling up. So that means just by proxy of that rule alone, we're going to see a lot more diversity than traditionally.
Quite a bit of diversity, indeed. Excited to see all those mages and hunters come out of the woodwork and start making some plays. 8 rounds today, and still the same sort of score idea. It's like golf. You want to get as low as possible. Take your score, subtract your kills. Kills are worth -2, different from the last time I was on the broadcast. So kills really going to be worth a lot, but it's going to be hard to get them, I think, Nick. I mean, it's squad gameplay. You said there was a meta for duo. Usually, if you got into a fight and your duo partner died, you were retreating as a solo to try and get a higher placement. But if you lose one, you still have 3. I don't know. Maybe you can still try and fight. Yeah. Squad up. You still got 3 to go.
You coming through for this chicken?
Some of that, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't ready for that. Let's take a look at the scoreboard here so you can see some of these standings. Now, we're only going to be showing you guys the team captains for these squads, but remember, there are 4, so if you're rooting for Clow, you know, alongside Homie, of course, you're rooting for Homie, who wouldn't be. You're going to be looking for Clow.
So keep an eye on your favorite team captains' names. Once we get in the game, you'll be able to see, you know, who's grouped up with who. You'll get a feel for who's playing with who. It would have been a lot of names, you know, throwing up 80 names on the standings. This is the best way we felt to do it. Gentle Giant, Chappie, Zombie Unicorn, the captains of their respective teams. 8 rounds of play, guys. -2 for the kills. How to confirm these, though, that's going to be a big one. And I wonder how they do it because even, you know, it's the same amount of chests on the map. Everyone's going to have to share, split up that loot. It'll be interesting to see, do we see any class weapons? I think class weapons are going to be a big factor, like the snipers and the longbows specifically, because pushing in on those kills, on those chickens, in even if it's a 3v4 environment, you can get blown up so quickly in a 3v4 environment. You have to still be careful, so being able to one-tap a chicken with whatever it is at the end of the day, I think is going to be really valuable.
And keep in mind, those chickens rezzing a little bit more quickly, moving more quickly along the ground, so I think we'll see a little bit of chicken escapes today, maybe be able to stop themselves from getting turned into the chicken wings. If you want to see what's going on here for this tournament, make sure you hit up esports.realmroyale.com. You can follow along with the standings there and make sure you're up to date with everything in regards to that. We also have HRX coming up, so make sure you guys buy your tickets. It's here in Atlanta. It's going to be at DreamHack Atlanta November 16th through the 18th. Make sure you grab your tickets as soon as possible because it's going to be a really, really sick event. Just like this one. This event going to be sick, though it's just you and me here in the studio.
No HRX is complete, though, without an after-party ticket. The after-party is where some of the best memories from HRX are made, so you definitely want to scoop that as well.
Oh, yeah. Trust me.
Good plans for the evening as well. It's a good thing.
There is nothing you could be doing, nothing better on November the 18th than being at the HRX after-party. Trust me when I say that. We're going to be right back. We're going to get ready for round number 1. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for your patience, but we are ready to go for round 1 of this week's 10K Invitational presented by Skillshot. Aggro and Pretty Hair on the mic, and let's get it squad started. Again, this is squads here, so 4 people per team. Well, it's going to be a lot different than duos.
I don't know whose team is on, but I just see TTV, by the way, down at the bottom right. Those names have been, you know, slowly getting more popular. Twitch.tv/TTV, by the way.
By the way. Dude, I don't know about you, but anytime I'm queuing up and I get killed by someone who's got the Twitch.tv whatever in their name, it tilts me a little bit more. I'll keep it real with you.
I agree. Sometimes I go into the chat, say some things.
Oh yeah,
usually encouraging and positive.
Let them know that they may have gotten a little bit fortunate, if you will, something like that. Fair enough. We'll see who gets fortunate here for team number 2. This is Overpowered, Kefri, Cybe 8, and Low 1. Certainly a team to keep your eye on,
Let's go.
I'd say. As actually we'll head over to the Fungal Forest and see what's going on with Thor DG. In this team, Telno and Baggins, but Thor are going to get hit straight in the bag. This is where squads can be tough, Nick. I mean, there's so many people going around here.
Keeping this straight is going to be tough for sure. Pay attention to the colors above every player's models. That's going to help you keep these teams straight. We're looking at green versus light purple, and maybe a pink, a fuchsia, magenta, whatever floats your boat. It looks like green is winning this out of the gate. Adam A here looks like he could be in some trouble.
Plays the only one left up now for Team 9 as Munch is chickened, but still is in a pretty decent spot. Remember, with this patch, you are down for a little bit less time, only 20 seconds until you get that revive. You're moving faster than the usual movement speed, so you can make some plays in that chicken form now.
Quiku's going to slay out Bird as well. Bird goes down nice and early. TTV plays, goes down from the slug rifle. My goodness, and this is what I wanted to look at and talk about. Look at how spread out the map is. That's squads in any BR game. More people are going to stay alive longer because obviously there are less people fighting each other out of the gate, but these guys are going to be very, very clumped up, very, very dense. They're going to be super spread out through the early game.
Chappie doesn't have much left in terms of cooldown, so he's still going to push forward alongside his team, which is Team 18. But look at this, a good flank from Diggy Dog and Brett on the right-hand side. Brett immediately gets venerated with that fireball, that push up by the engineer. Not good enough to save Chappie's life. It's Team 8 with a full wipe of C9 Chappie and his squad.
That's my Paladins boys right there, baby. Let's go. This is most of Ninjas in Pajamas. Brett is actually Bird, their captain. You know him from back in the Smite days. Diggy Dog, the newest Australian import to that Swedish-based team. Incredible stuff from them. They're going to all 4 stay alive out of the gate. All 4 of your teammates staying alive.
Huge.
May or may not be the most important thing.
It doesn't matter how many kills you get or whatever. It's just how long can my 4 stay alive. You got to stay up as long as possible. A little bit short there on the blink up for Team 10, but Zafihi?
We're doing our best with it. We still haven't got a tweet from him. Zap is, yeah, that's
Zap.
a good go-to.
Yep, we're going Zap here. A little shades of Steven Zappas potentially with some ADC shots if he can find them, but can't quite just yet. I feel like Engineer is going to be the class to watch out for here, Nick. I mean, it's armor potions a little bit less frequent these days, so that armor regen passive is going to be huge.
It got nerfed, aggro. Now it's 10% forward speed.
Oh,
isn't that so sad?
Oh, that is so sad.
It's so sad. But the barricade, the healing totem, still going to be incredibly useful in squads. The firebomb as well. The engineer, already super strong solos, duos, super strong in general. He's going to continue to be so in squads.
That's what I was thinking. Barricade and healing totem. Definitely not the thing that I said at first, because I didn't think that. Definitely not. Look, Team 10 looking pretty good. They have 3 of their 4 members alive. Team 1 not looking quite as strong as. Look at this positioning up high on the mountain. Team 6 just absolutely rout Corey in the squad.
It's about the early ability pools as well. Look at this, the purple thrust, the barricade, the healing totem. A squad shooting down on you. You see that barricade goes out, it's just heartbreak for a position like that. You know, you have just really nothing much you can do there. They get absolutely trounced, like you mentioned.
And in duos and in solos, you can kind of make plays from that spot still when you're down the hill and you've only got 1 or 2 people shooting at you.
Right.
But with squads, it's basically a firing squad. Like you have nowhere to move and you're pinned down much more easily. So I feel like positioning is going to be much more important. Let's take a look at this. Buddha aiming up the hill. He's going to have a tough time from this spot.
Aggro, most weapons as we get later into the game, as we look at some of the legendaries, and we do have a legendary heirloom rifle, are balanced around 4-ish shots. 4, maybe 5, sometimes 3 if you're lucky if you get a headshot. All 4 of these people with a good weapon hitting you at the same time, you will just delete. You will disappear from the map. Go back into your chicken state. You'll have your 20 seconds, your 135% move speed, but it's still going to be one hell of a battle.
Team 14 did have Kaliko go into that chicken, but they got one of their own. Switch TV knocked out
How do you push
by
that?
Denny. How do you push that?
How do you get in there?
You really can, especially when you've got good defensive options like Ice Block for this mage right here. And that's the next thing I was going to bring up is just like our regular duos and solos, well, solos not so much, you can't double up on classes. You can't be 2 engineers a part of the squad. So there's going to be 1 class left out. And as we've cycled through the teams, I've noticed there isn't quite as much mage right now, but I feel like mage can be really good for buying time in these sorts of spots.
It absolutely can. I think it's a lot of personal preference for sure. There is a little bit of an issue with the mage's sword right now. Basically the green, purple, and what the
His people need him?
The new legendary Poppy Bomb, guys. Could you imagine?
I was just about to say that. Just soaring through the sky. We'll check in when he eventually lands.
Nice.
Is Team 11 still have all 4 remaining? 43 people up, but
Starscream reporting for duty.
Roll out. Just off into the sunset. Sarah McLachlan playing somewhere on the track. That's you got to have some fun in those sorts of moments, I suppose. This is another team that I think you probably keep your eye on. Team 11, Mopork and 6 and Synergy. I mean, these guys seem to have a pretty good spread out, but no Warrior with this squad, which seems a little bit interesting.
For sure. I mean, we've seen an Engineer and Assassin with basically every squad so far. Most of them are going to be missing either the Hunter or the Mage, but this class going without a Warrior. Some of them having a little bit of that diversity. That's what it's all about. Look at the loot here. We got a Sniper online, and that's what I'm curious to see. So they've already done some forging. Most teams, I imagine, will elect to get, and you can hear it right there. Most teams are going to elect to craft that Sniper first.
So important for those long-range fights, and even in the close-range fights. If you're accurate, we've seen Kefri do it an awful lot. Just hit people close up, and plenty of snipers as well. But Kefri here in some danger is Team 2 attempting to forge, but they've got to worry about Bonkar and the rest of Team 8, who have this great positioning. However, there is some good cover here in this forge, but Overpowered immediately gets dinged by that Frost Sniper. Overpowered now, absolutely flanked, but Bonkar's going to be the first to go down.
He's so low. He wanted that kill so bad. That was a longbow that went down as well. Great weapon to take out of the fight first. They can see that. They can communicate that. They know that that's a massive power loss for that squad.
Kefri split up from the rest of Team 2, and this is something that I think we're going to see a lot more of as we go on this tournament. And Kefri seems to be on top of it here in round 1. Is that staying all grouped up as 4, good in some situations, but not always exactly what you want. Sometimes you want to get a separate angle, spread out a little bit. He's able to get a good shot, but now that everyone knows where he is, Koa and the rest of Team 8 have their sights set on the Sniper for Team 2.
That's Sybate. That's his teammate. Both those guys play for Mouse Sports Paladins. The snipe shots are coming through from Kefri, though. He's done a good job maintaining that angle. They delete one. Low one has gone down. Koa eats a snipe. The bow is back up. Overpowered did craft his Hunter's longbow. Hits for good damage if he can connect with it.
So Team 2's already lost one, but that headshot right there. Gotta imagine that was Kefri who nailed it. Bonkar trying to put in some suppressing fire. Sniper shot can't quite hit onto Overpowered. The burst, common burst from here, not gonna do quite as much damage, but Overpowered still absolutely flanked. Team 8 in a pretty good spot here. Diggy Dog's able to get one.
There it is. Beautiful rotation. I love this. Splitting up. Bird and Diggy Dog made the rotation. It's starting to pay off. Bird lost the 1v1 there with Sybate, but Diggy Dog bails him out. He'll be up shortly. And I believe Bonker rotated up from the high ground to try and collapse and finish the job on Kefri.
Oh, Kefri very, very low. The last remaining member here. Snipe can't hit from Bonkar, but Diggy Dog will take over. Bonkar is kind of knocked off as Kefri will eventually go down. So Team 8 claim this forge here in the Outlands, and this is critical because they've got so much loot there.
7 kills, too.
Plenty already. And -14 when you just look at just their eliminations alone. Looking really good for Team 8. Is not as much for Team 10. I believe that was K-Wolf who just fell to Clow and the boys. See, you were talking about your Paladins guys. That's right. Clow, always a big competitor. Homie there as well from the Smite scene.
So JJD, you think that's a just?
I think so. I'm not sure, but Clow and Just teammates. They
the last time I remember him, he was Enemy's jungler.
He's been playing in the minor league. Yeah, playing in the minor league. After being Enemy's jungler, he came and played on Xbox actually against us. Cloud does go down. That sniper rifle. Man, this is a great loadout here for Dolphin. The epic burst and a legendary sniper. You got to be feeling pretty good about your spot as an assassin.
You love to see it.
You love to see it. Maybe not so much if you're Team 7. Homie does get a good armor potion off in that spot, but Petty Boss kind of sandwiched there in between a couple. But Dolphin goes down quickly. Homie making plays.
Wow, they just completely get caught off guard there. The burst damage. Is this the Lumberfall boys? Yes, this is another squad just rotating in and catching the remnants of that fight. Homie's going to go down. Take a lot of damage. Now he goes down as well. Boom puts the potion launcher shots in. Armor potions aggro, a much, much rarer commodity nowadays. You will start with 600 armor on this new patch. Each piece of gear you pick up is worth subsequently less because of that, but the armor potions are much rarer to be found.
They're tough, and so you got to be forging those a lot of the time. I think it does encourage you to forge, and remember that with this most recent patch, common and rares, or white and green sort of loot, those barely disenchant for anything at all. So you have a tough time really getting enough. Oftentimes, as you see Boone actually drop some of his armor potions, spreading the love among Team 6.
That's right. You're going to have to go for it. Kill's going to be so valuable here because with points based on placing, there are less placings to be had here.
Only 19 teams.
Exactly. So, you know, kills are going to be the differentiating factor. We look at the Paladins gang. They've got, I believe, 7. The Smite boys were doing okay. They had, I think, 5 or 6 until they got completely wiped by straight out of Lumberfall.
This is that team with 7 elims, the Paladins boys, Team 8. Let's take a look at Team 4. They lost Thor DG. He was their 4th member, but it hasn't deterred Baggins, Munch, and Teldo from having a good time up here on the top of the treehouse.
They're in recon mode right now.
Yeah.
Beep.
Beep. Sending out their signals, exactly.
Enemy UAV online.
That's exactly what they need at this point, though. They might need a couple more elims to get there at that rate. But look at this. Who's Team 5 right there, right on the edge?
Is that more than one guy?
Of the fog.
That's just Yohelian.
No, he's on chill mode engaged right here for Yohelian. He's hearing those raptors go across. Seen out of Jurassic Park right there as he's trying to hide behind the trees.
And, you know, there's ways to pull some points out if you're solos and you're alone, or you're duo and you're alone, rather. But in squads, man, that's going to be really, really hard to do. And with placements, again, not worth that much. It's really about the kills today. It's going to be definitely tough to do. The Lumberfall boys, what is that, 7, 9 kills for them now, plus the 3 from G-Dolph, and that puts them at 12.
Whew, already in a really good spot. We're going to see some low scores here, it feels like, Nick, because when it rains, it pours. In this mode, it feels like, because yes, there's less high placings. You can only get positive 19 at any given time, and that's not bad in comparison to what we see in the duos or the solos tournament, especially. But the amount of kills that are available to you, it just feels very high.
Every fight that you get in is probably going to be worth at least 4. We've got a full team of 4 squaring off against the 3 Lumberfall boys, thrusting up into the air. Not a good look.
High ground for both squads, but the engineer goes down first. Calico immediately upon thrusting also gets knocked out by Mikey. Now it's a 3-on-3 as Mikey loses the armor. Now has to go below that ridge for this mage. Midnight Sun
they don't want to give it up.
Great angle, and he's going to knock down Mikey easily. Team 14, the kings of the hill this time.
Man, they just didn't want to give up the high ground there. Danny's got his legendary heirloom rifle online. That was just a green burst, right? That wasn't anything crazy. But Midnight, he had the confidence, he had the angle, he had the armor as well, and that was, you know, by proxy gives him the confidence. He just kept on hammering his angle, and he just got through it all. Yohelian, my man, that was in chill mode. He's going to be spotted out.
Run mode, engaged, but it might be a little bit too late for Yohelian here.
How many modes does he have?
Indeed it is. Look, Nick, this
Must
is only
be a new model.
This is only round 1. I've got a lot of modes that I'm going to be going through here today. Lock in, because troll mode engaged for me today.
Sheesh.
That's all I've got to say about that. Hope you're ready. Bone just trying to
still
not die to the fog, and they don't see him. I mean, they walked right by him. Does have that healing totem as well, can place it down and try and get himself healthier, but he's got a ways to go before he gets inside that circle.
He's got to get in for sure. So many kills online for his squad, so if he can even just place a little bit higher now, that would probably be worth it for them. They've accomplished their goal of fragging out. Now they just need to place a little bit higher, and that's something that a solo player can do.
Try and hide out in those buildings and let the big squads do the dirty work for them. In a way, as circle closing in pretty quickly here is a lot of these squads. This is where it's going to be high octane when you get into these smaller circles very, very quickly.
And this squad, you know, the Paladins boys looking pretty geared. I mean, look at Koei. He's got 3 legendary pieces. Bird's got 3 legendary pieces. Absolutely incredible stuff from them. They're super geared. They've got a decent amount of kills coming in this. Not the most in the lobby, but they are still 4 strong, and they do have the most gear.
4 forward there is Bread trying to play aggressively. It's the rest of Team 8. When you're this geared, I think taking these fights while you can is probably a pretty good idea. Koa is a great spot. Barricade lands perfectly, but no potion launcher for him. Kind of the perfect spot for it. Who needs that? He'll take down Taz with the slug rifle. His teammates still with all 4 members up. They took a little bit of damage here, Nick, but with how much loot they've got, you'd imagine armor potions aren't going to be a problem.
And everyone's still got a life. This is where this mechanic of Realm Royale could actually become relevant. Diggy hold the phone here. He's under some pressure, but he gets an angle from a friendly. And they're going to be able to clean it up. The chicken lives. So you look above the kills, above the shards. You see the 2, the 3. This is where you might actually see people get up enough times for that to be relevant. On your 4th time going down, you just poof, you disappear. You don't get that down, but not outstate.
Something to worry about for sure. If you've already been down twice, maybe you shouldn't be the first one charging in, despite being something like a warrior and even engineer. Sometimes you got to take that backline role. As we saw Bone, he tried to get in. He was able to just skirt out of the vision of a couple of enemies, but he made it. He's here. He's arrived. But he's not very healthy. He's no armor potions, only has 1 health potion left in the inventory.
I don't know, dude. This is scary. Look at the amount of gear these guys have at this point. The amount of armor they have with potions in hand. It's a hell of a lot to get through. I don't know how you do it.
10 elims already for this squad. So -20 coming Team 8's way as Z1 Unknown having a 1v1 up against Grego. But Grego had that shield left, and that'll let him take that 1v1 with seeming ease.
Oh, they spotted.
I think they know Bone's there, but they want to waste their time. Bonker says, nah, I'll just take this easy headshot. Thank you very much. Bone going to immediately head towards the west as an escape route. But he's looking for him.
He lost? Okay, there it is. I think he sees him back behind there.
I
he's
think
calling
just
this out to the
boys,
right?
Yeah, it might just be process of elimination of, well, he didn't go this way, so he must have gone the other way. Team 8 really controlling that southwestern side of the circle. As we'll check in now with Team 12. Sony already in that chicken form, but seems to be in a pretty healthy spot. And remember, only 20 seconds till he's up.
That's a heavy-hitting squad for sure. You know, Ruski, Insom, Sony, and it's at this point, I don't know. They have to like frag out because they only had, I think, 2 or 3 kills. You know, you're only getting another 4 placement points unless you're winning the game because we only have 5 teams left alive. Woo! Soon to be 4 with Munich alone here. 4 players bearing down upon him. Definitely got to hit shots though. That certainly helps.
It doesn't hurt you. I'll put it that way. Finally, much does go down to Cookie Man, but it did take him a lot of time, and he's immediately under fire now. And look at how small this next circle is going to be, Nick. You really have to start getting in there now as Cookie Man does go down. But
2 teams of 4 and 2 solo players. Looks like what we have here. 4 teams remaining. It's Tim. He's been spotted out. Who gets the kill, though? Who gets the last hit? Both teams have an angle on him here, so this is actually big. This is points up for grabs. Looks like Team 12 will have the angle.
Team 12 has a better angle, but I don't know that they know exactly where Tim is.
There they go.
Insom does get it. That means Team 12 vultures a kill away from Team 8, and those are very important at this point. More important than your placing now. Now that you're top 3 guaranteed, every kill is worth far more than trying to survive a little bit longer. So if you're the solo player here for Team 11, it's actually better to kind of expose yourself and and get a kill.
Dive in on the chaos.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
No reason to try and wait it out. Second doesn't help you any more than third if you can get a kill in this spot, but neither team really has circle control here. I mean, a lot of high ground, but it seems like the circle's kind of in the valley.
So the only way this really goes downhill, and even if worst case scenario comes true for the Paladins boys Team 8 right now, I still don't know that they don't come out on top of this lobby. They're already at 12 kills. So as long as they don't get 0-4'd here against Team 12, they're going to place extremely well. And, there's rotating down on the low ground here. They're looking to get the jump, but I don't know, pushing up.
Pushing uphill is going to be difficult, but Diggy Dog's already knocked very low. Focus now onto Bonker. He'll reposition with a blink. Is Koa going to go up and kind of expose himself to a couple shots there? He loses the armor, but that fog is coming in. Cookie Man fires off a flare to give his team some vision. Somehow no one's down quite yet, and Synergy might have a great angle.
He does have a good angle on the rest of this team. Look at this jumping in and out of the circle. Mataruski still very healthy. First kill to fall. Cookie Man has gone down into chicken form. Diggy Dog is picking up kills. Will find Synergy. The Paladins boys are killing everyone.
They've got the high ground here. It's over. We have the high ground is what it feels like. 3 members still remaining. But, oh, big plays there from Mataruski. Diggy Dog does knock him down. That means it's only one left.
Oh
Sony,
my God.
the final trophy. Is Team 8, Diggy Dog and Squad take it down.
I think their team, they didn't all survive, but I think they got every single kill left. They started that fight with, I believe, 12. That puts another 5 on the pile there. They pulled out, I think, 17.
Wow.
I think 17 here, and the win.
That's absurd. 17 elims is absolutely nuts. Good math there, Nick.
Oh, my God.
Negative 33 for Bonker and the Ninjas in Pajamas boys. Cookie Man gets -8. But take a look at that. I mean, all the way down at 6th place, -20 for alternate and squad. It does go to show that kills definitely the focal point here if you want to win this squad event.
And they kind of played spoiler there for the guys of the Smite squad. One of their teammates already went down. It was hard to notice, but he had 3, the one person that died there. So they went into that, late game situation, into that 3v4. They managed to pick one up there. It was rough overall for them, but again, they had such a good early game that it didn't even matter.
And you take a look at that front page, 2 of the top 8 didn't even make it into top 10, but because they had enough elims, they get close to that 0 mark and are in a pretty healthy spot. But, I mean, plus 18 here for Prince Danny. They finished the worst out of the 19 teams. We just saw a team get -33 in 1 round. Like, it's not even that big of a deal.
That's why we have a rule for the solos and duos. Max plus 20 points here. We don't even need to institute that here. It's all about the frags in this squad event.
Make sure you stick around because we're going to be right back with round 2 with some more action. If it's like round 1, man, that was pretty nuts. Welcome back, everybody. Really appreciate your patience. We are working on these squad tournaments. Round 2 about to start. Round 1 already in the books, and it was a dominant one for Team Diggy Dog and the squad of Team 8 at the time, though. Will probably be a different number this time around. Nick, do you expect? Oh, they say the same number now?
I think so.
That's big plays.
We've been working on that, yeah.
All right.
A little something.
Turn up.
Something behind the scenes, under the table, if you will.
I can get behind that for sure. Team number staying the same, I'm pumped.
Yeah. Color as well, it looks like. Because Sony, Cookie Man, Ruski, and Inslam were all definitely purple and 12 last game as well.
I'm pretty sure you said they could be purple, magenta.
No. That was the guys at Fungal.
Oh, true. Okay.
The first guys that were fighting.
Right. My mistake. Enta makes a mistake. He falls very quickly. First one out of the lobby, courtesy of It's Timmy. There's plenty of people here towards this Northport, man.
Yeah,
this is a really good spot to drop. There's plenty of loot, but when you've got 3 squads here, that's tough.
That's
4
the
squads?
most populated area of the map, easily. There's 3 teams here, and there's 2 teams in Trinity, 2 teams in like Lumberfall, but that's it. A lot of room to work with.
15 strikes back. Good headshot by Winston. Knocked one down, but escaped in that chicken form, so maybe they'll be able to chase that down, but they're going to have to get through a lot of bodies in order to get there because there are plenty here. Bloodshed in the Northport. Denny gets one. Chappie, another. It's now Team 14. They've already lost 1 member. Calico now in that chicken. So it's kind of a 2 on a lot at this point now.
Aggro Team 8 is looming as well, our first place team. And, they're taking that valuable minute and a half, 2 minutes just to get that bare bones loot. Couple pieces of armor, at least common of the abilities that you hope to have for the rest of the game as well. So they could rotate down here at any time and make this a living hell for both of these teams.
That really works out well because, yes, you don't have the best loot, but you just get to vulture fights like this so well. Bonkar with a great angle here, really leaning out all the way into the water, basically, and is able to knock one down, but can't
2
quite
armor
finish it off
potions
yet. Yeah, so he's stacked at this point, it feels like, when you got 2 armor potions. Bixley does go down. Takoa is Team 19. Are they the last ones here in Northport? It looks like it.
Yeah.
Team 8's going to be able to claim the Northport for themselves.
Yep, and that looks like it will be 3 kills of the 8. That's not bad. They came in very, very late. Couple of pieces of armor. Well, looks like Diggy Dog pulled some legendary boots from a chest as well. Pretty Boss going down early. Cuss. And I guess the Paladins B team.
Yeah, I don't know. They're going up against
the Smite boys.
The Smite boys, though. I don't know if I would describe Homie Clow as the A team necessarily from Smite. Where's my boy Andenster this week, dude? I hear he's been playing.
I don't know, man.
Where's Chapo? Where's Incon? Where
Incon
are my boys?
Weekend, yeah, that's true.
Weekend, yeah. Where are they at?
They've definitely been around.
They let me down. But that's okay. I'll forgive them, I suppose. It's indeed, Clow, Homie, and JJD go down very, very quickly now as that
4
part
for
of the map goes heavily in the other team's direction. Let's check in here.
I'll say, I'm not going to call them the B team. I'll call them NA. We've got NA and EU.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Team 8, EU. Whatever team Cuss and the boys were, NA.
Fair enough. I know Cuss would have had a couple choice words for you if you were calling them the B team. Wise choice by you, I'd say, to switch up your tone on that one. As FPS reps picks up a green slug. Slug's still a dominant weapon in the realm these days.
Absolutely. Damage on rarity changing a little bit. The scaling is different for rarity. Still ends in the same place for legendary, but it's a bigger jump from common to green to purple to eventually orange if you get it.
Heavenly has to use that ice block, and that's exactly where this mage, I think, can really excel. I mean, he was caught out in a horrible spot there, but ice block, you know, if you're shooting at someone in an ice block, you know their teammates are going to switch their attention to you. Can't necessarily stick around and stare at them for a long time, so that allows Heavenly to escape with only a little bit of health loss.
Team 5 rotating in. We'll see if they manage to get anything done here. 1 versus Team 6 here. G-Dolphin's already down. They're able to find the answer. This is alternate squad. This is the guys that came in 2nd place despite their like 7th place finish. It's just because they had so many kills. 13 eliminations in the first round.
Don't have that many this time, or at least not yet, but they're looking for a little bit more. I believe Dolphin was the first one to fall on alternate squads last round as well, but
he's
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Indeed, he does get back up and alternate.
Oh, look at this angle.
This angle is just, the feast is here for alternate, but he's going to jump down. Now, he did manage to separate one member from their team, but his team's pretty pinned in here.
He's got some patience. He's got a purple slug as well, aggro. And that's making it easy breezy for young Greg. And now Bruno, he pops his head out, but he goes down quickly thereafter. Greg needs to get around this corner here. Where is this fire coming from? Who is this?
I don't know.
It's the Lone Wolf.
Very low indeed. Alexi goes down. That'll be the last of Team 1. And Team 6 get it done yet again here. They wipe out another squad and don't lose anyone in the process.
Really nice play there from alternate. I mean, I would have gotten way too aggressive with that angle. I would have just chased everyone off there, but he maintains that high ground. He also doesn't go after that solo player that he's separated, right? You know, we get him separated. That's the advantage. Let's stick together and manage the rest of these guys that are still around. They end up getting the clean 1 kill onto the separated fella later on, and then there was one other random lone wolf that just, you know, threw himself at them. They end up cleaning all of those kills up while maintaining the lives of all 4 of their squad mates.
Was nearly a Team 4 sandwich between teams 10 and 11, but
and narrowly avoided.
Yeah, they don't realize how lucky they just got to escape death in that spot, because 2 full squads were staring at each other and didn't see Team 4 kind of sneaking through the pass, though may have spotted him now as Team 10 working along the edge of the circle here. Very common Battle Royale strategy. Work the edge, try and make sure that you won't have any surprises coming from at least one side, and then really focus on one angle. As underneath the dragon, Team 11 in wait.
No kills, but very decent loot here. You're seeing legendary pieces of gear across a lot of different members, as well as a couple legendary weapons in the mix, and purples for those that don't. K-Wolf might want to, he's got a legendary crossbow and an epic slug. You might want to split that up, right? You've got my man's working with a green burst and a white slug, so like, give him one of those weapons, right? You want as many of these incredible weapons firing at the same time.
Crossbow, definitely something that can make some damage happen.
I love that weapon.
Medium ranges, I do too. I really love getting my hands on that, as Mopor probably loving his head and shoes combination. The hat and the shoes looking pretty good. Epic and legendary, respectively, for him. A legendary armor piece for 6 and synergy as well. So that HP 5 that those armor pieces give you could certainly help out, but those are only in extended fights, and Team 10's looking to end this one quickly as Camouflage gets up the hill with Zap. And look at this angle split. I mean, great shot by Book of Ken, though. Camouflage a little bit too overextended. Zap now on the run. Is Book of Ken going to use that Ghost Walk? Legendary already, by the way. to get himself in a better spot.
Looking good. I mean, that snipe is huge from Ken. They've got a teammate wrapping as well. You can see one of the Team 10 members is very far out to the left. I don't know what he's doing. Like, you got to get an angle. If you're being the flank guy, you can't drag your feet on it. He gets his angle now. Poppy bombs 2.
Yep.
Does result in the chickening of at least 1, and that may have just paid off.
Quick heirloom shots there. He knocks another one down. Ken does claim K-Wolf, but he's a little bit low. Has plenty of potions to work with, but instead of healing up, is looking to play aggressive. Has that sniper rifle, hits 1, but probably needs to stick a heal at this point.
My goodness, Mopork looks like he will be able to get up. Look at Team 13.
Oh, look at this.
Do they spoil all of this fun here? That's a tough fight. There's no clear best place to take that fight from. Looks like maybe getting pinched from both sides now.
This is going to be tough. One team has to win it quickly, no matter who it is who's going to come out on top. And it looks like it might be 11 as Team 10 loses another one. Roll forward here by 6. Good flare to give himself the vision. Is legendary shielding potion for Keva Flash. Certainly going to help him out. He feels really tanky all of a sudden. Just shielding potion after shielding potion. 6 goes a little bit too far in, but that time it took means that Team 16 is getting awfully close.
The dust beginning to settle now as it looks like Team 16, Prince Danny's squad, will make their way in. Now this is just their 4th kill, but they're going to get a lot of loot from this, a lot of shards. Could still definitely do some crafting after this as well, so very beneficial late rotation from them.
Remember, Prince Danny and his squad actually finished 19th overall.
Dead last.
So this is already a much better look for them. Got a couple elims under the belt and a little bit of a higher placing as alternate, the 2nd place team and Team 6 have the high ground here up against Thor and Munch and Teldoin's squad. Those epic slug rifles, man, they've got a couple people with them. Bone will take one for himself. They are stacked on weapons.
This man's ballsy for sure. They have a lot of firepower, not a lot of armor to work with. Beautiful barricade. Boone, he definitely, he takes some HP, and you have to do that a lot of times. You have to take some damage to get the best barricade down possible for your squad and put it down a little aggressively, give them a lot of room to work with. And look at it. It pays off hand over fist. They kill everyone after that cooldown.
Look, your health pool is a resource. I mean, just like ammo in the guns or your cooldowns on your abilities, don't need to win the fight at full health all the time. You can, if you can get in there and take a little bit of damage, it can end up paying off. But this is where it doesn't. Whenever another team comes in and Vultures, Cuss knocks down alternate immediately as Team 13 cleaning up the scraps.
Oh, I'm pissed. I'm so pissed if that happens to me, man. That's his duo partner as well.
Good fight, boys. We did it. We got.
Big gamers here.
All right. I guess.
Coming in, swipe all that loot and all that firepower. My goodness, I mean, purple weapons nearly across the squad for all of them. 19 rotating in on 9. Try to keep those numbers straight in your head here as the fight breaks out. Going about evenly so far. It's 1 down for Team 9. 19 have to sit on their laurels for now.
9 doesn't have a lot of armor right now. In the left in the tank is, look at Switch. He's got a great angle here. If you can just get around that crystal, but Michael, excuse me, gets focused out by Zombie Unicorn. She'll take him down as Adam now just trying to cut his losses and get away, though Switch doesn't seem particularly interested in letting that happen.
Good shots. Fireball will go out. Unlikely to connect from that distance. Now trying to rotate back. Make sure this fight just gets cleaned up. 5 HP, not even close. 4 more than he needs. He'll rotate down, get his pick of the litter, start healing up.
Easy for me, dog, to get that kill with 5 HP. Now he's going to really crawl his way, scrape his way back up the mountain in order to get a better angle on that heal, as Adam, the lone survivor from Team 9, is going to have to deal with that guilt later because he's just trying to survive at this point. But still, a lot of people left standing here, Nick. 34 still in the game.
Yeah. 6 kills for Paladins, NA. Dicky Dog and the boys of Paladins EU. Bird's in a rough spot here. He burned his ice block. He's got his sword. If he takes one more shot, though, he's going to go down. Bonker's already down. This is a 4v, quickly looking like a 2.
I don't know. Brett did manage to get to some safety. No, indeed, he does get chicken. Pull is good by Overpowered and the squad. This Team 2, man, I mean, I said it as soon as we loaded in, this is the team that I think I'm watching out for potentially the most. Overpowered and Kefri together is a really potent 2 pairs, and the other 2 are no slouches either.
Oh, man, are they even going to make it in? Bodies is dead. Cuss, I know he's not going to make it either. So for that Vulture, it's going to cost the lives of 2 of them, and look who awaits them. Danny with a bow. The true, looks like could be the last standing Paladins player alive in this lobby here, as Bonker, Diggy, and Koa are in some serious trouble.
D-Dog does have plenty of mobility playing that warrior, but man, he's got plenty of people bearing down on him. That green burst I don't know if that's going to be quite enough. Indeed, he's just trying to disengage at this point, cut his losses, and get a higher place.
Koa is as well. Did one of them get marooned in that building? That's my question. They just sort of gave up this building. I think that's probably the smart play. It's the Forge as well. I think they're all out. It looks like Saibei trying to work his way back in. Diggy Dog might be able to get this. There it is. He evens the playing field, but he can't confirm the kill. Koa was over there. Koa should be able to confirm this.
Maybe. No, there's another. Yeah, there's another building there that Saibei's able to skirt into really quickly. So good angles here, though. Look at the mini map. Team 8 is literally all spread, but they're all looking in the same direction. They've got the triangle offense working here on this Forge building, and now Team 2 is kind of in a weird spot.
You got to give them credit. That was a beautiful disengage. Yeah, they all take different angles, minimizing their losses, right? And you can only chase one of them down, and the other two are going to get that much further away from you, as well as the fact that they're the leaders, right? The only way that they give up this massive lead is if they get taken down early and get that positive score added on. Even if they don't frag out as hard as they did, they've already worked hard for that lead. You know, you don't have to keep risking it every single game. So I think it's smart.
Very, very much so. I will say that they looked like they were pushing towards as the circle was coming in, as the fog was closing in, it looked like they were pushing out towards that Forge where Team 2 was kind of locked in instead of just letting Team 2 come to them. We'll see if that ends up costing them, as we'll check in with Team 17. See only 2 members left there, as Team 12 still very, very healthy with some pretty good loot to boot, but not a lot of elims quite yet.
Somebody just tagged up Bird with a bow there. I think it's Danny from the low ground. He's got his flare as well. Goes for the mount up. FPS reps up in the air. It's too easy for Danny as they pick up, what is that, 3, 6, 9, 10th kill of the game. They're looking like some big contenders in this lobby.
Looking good, but much better bounce back for Prince Danny and the boys. Saw him in chat earlier say that one of his teammates had internet issues getting into round 1, so now that they're at full strength here in round 2, looking much better right away. Is now just 23 remaining as the fog is certainly closing in pretty quickly at this point. Huda will vulture 1 kill and then might have another one just delivered onto him.
Team 2. A part of that echelon of teams. You got a couple of teams that didn't do so well, but are just, you look at them, you're like, that's a heavyweight squad. They're going to do well eventually here.
Oh, wait, is he in the building with them? He's right there. Okay, they saw him this time. I saw that clip of you and Evan freaking out when someone was hiding in the chest, and Dolphin tried to run that one back, but this time around, Team 2 a little bit too wise to that strategy.
You know, because Saibei was also hiding behind the chest. He's in that corner there, but that's their teammate.
Right.
It wasn't even on my radar that guy was an enemy.
Here we are, just hiding behind a chest. And wait, that isn't you? One of those awkward moments. Nice shot there, and that building is Buddha now taking the high ground. Does have that legendary roll, and even though Hunter not really thought of as a premier class right now, legendary roll makes you feel pretty good.
Absolutely, and it's really a big part of that is no vertical mobility, so it's just hard to deal with in some circles, but not really this one. There's not a ton of high ground to be worked with so far, so Danny is still going to have a decent go of it. So aggressive, though. I don't know if you need to just W out into the open like that.
Yeah, to face check that one. He got punished for it by the health, but not by getting killed. Miles will take down Light Show as reparations for taking off most of the health.
That's such a risk.
Prince Danny. But look at this. I mean, Team 12, they're in the circle. They've got the high ground. I mean, no way anyone could be behind them at this point. They've got a really great vantage point. If the circle works in their favor, they're in a good spot.
Wait, yeah, they won't be pushed off this. The next circle will push them off this, so they can really just roost here for a very, very long time. They'll hold Danny's team inside of that building, and they're starting to get into really dangerous territory for these kills. I mean, they're already, it looks like 8 across the lot of them. So geared, so healthy, much more so. Barely more so than Team 2, but much more so than the rest of the lobby.
Now, Team 2 has some good legendary armor pieces, and the sniper is there.
Potion launcher.
Legendary smoke screen is very, very good, though not quite as good as Ghost Walk. So Team 2 is looking pretty good, but running low on armor potions. I mean, less than 400 armor here for Kefri.
Look at this.
That's an uphill battle, but uphill, he's looking
there. Do you wait for your teammates? He goes for it. He connects the shot there, but his team is a little bit far behind him. Kefri's still finding the shots, and now the reinforcements arrive.
Has that smoke screen. Buy him a moment to find a good angle with that sniper. Can't find that second shot. But Cookie Man already so weakened by Kefri early on. Overpowered. Hey, by the way, is able to get one down, and Sony trying to get some flying axe shots, but he gets sent right off the top of this mountain. Team 2 looked to be taking over the top of the mountain.
Oh my goodness, Team 12 decimated up here. One of their members survived, so their placement score is surviving for now, but he's weak. You can see that Team 12 dot just ripping across the map, trying to get as far away from Team 2 as possible. He's going to be licking his wounds. I believe that was Sony that made it out alive. Yes, he's going to be in the same building, unfortunately, though, as Danny and his squad.
Liku also hiding there. Everyone knows where Sony is now, and dogpile on Sony. Can't make it happen. Was just trying to take one with him.
Could you imagine?
If you would have killed the whole team there, I would have left. You would have been solo casting the next 6 rounds.
I mean, we don't even need to cast at that point. We just put up Sony's cam and just let it ride.
Yeah, seriously, that's a good point. Just tune into him.
If he had a potion launcher there, maybe.
Free.
I think maybe. You know, you get a decent barricade down there and just start ripping that splash damage around that tiny little room. Maybe.
Maybe a little fire potion launcher could have
been
fire bomb alongside it. Oh man. That's where the engineer really makes its hay, but Warrior can be good in those spots, though usually we kind of want to be in those open areas.
Just because you can't miss the axe from that range.
Right.
And in that type of environment.
Well, bet.
He hit every axe.
I'm sure he did.
There's just 4 of them.
I'm sure I would have probably missed most of my axes.
Come on, bro. Have some faith.
Maybe you're right. I don't know. Bonker here. Remember, teammate did lose bread. This is your first place squad right now. But only 2 elims so far, and there's still 14 remaining. And that fog is going to make them suck it in pretty quickly because you got to get skinny with this many people left in this close of a circle.
At this point, just trying to stem the bleeding. A couple kills would be nice, but Team 2 looking hard-pressed to lose this one. They've got the ultimate high ground here. They've got barricades down on it. They're literally sitting pretty. So much gear. They just took out the next most geared squad in the lobby, took all of their stuff, and now they're just bearing it down upon the really efficient barrel that the rest of the lobby has become.
Diggy Dog and Koa doing their best to stay out of the line of sight of Kefri, but you know that hit was going to land there for Kefri, who did pick up an armor potion, but fog is coming as the song goes, and that circle getting really, really tight. Still 13 left in this tiny little circle. Now Cybe 8 getting his shots in as Team 2 just methodically working their way down.
So many angles to work with here. This high ground has paid off beautifully. Koa, the last alive of Team 8. I think that, no, it looks like Diggy Dog, or Bonker, excuse me, still alive in the distance. They didn't pick up any more kills, so still just 3 for their squad. They're trying to just salvage the placement if they can, and Bonker's in a good spot to do that, to be quite honest. If these teams all just collapse and start clashing with each other, maybe he can scrounge another kill or 2 here. I believe he does have their sniper, so he will be able to one-tap chickens from a safe distance.
I mean, Team 2 has the high ground, yes, but how are they going to break into this building that Team 16 has on lockdown? I mean, they don't have that same sort of break capability that I think you're really looking for.
They have a potion launcher, which is really good for them here. They've got Firebomb as well. So if they can get their engineer to this little balcony, basically where Sony died, that's where they can go to work here. Basically, that scenario that we teed up could come to fruition if the engineer can get to his spot. There it is. There's the Firebomb.
Right away, but that legendary shielding potion does some good work for Flux. That wall is beautiful and overpowered. Gonna go down right quickly. Prince Danny's able to get that one. Miles with that high ground is able to keep it on lock right in front of Cybe 8, but Cybe 8 might be able to turn this one around. No, a Flux does get that kill. Lowan and Kefri still up here, though, for Team 2.
Get your engineer up onto that high ground there. Kefri sneaks in under cover of smoke screen, lands the snipe as well. The slug shots are good. Danny is down in the chicken. It's just cleanup duty, but they lost Lowan.
Oh, they did. Now Kefri gets Miles, so it's a 1-on-1 on 1. Bonkar in a great spot, lands the first sniper shot. Gonna use that concussion bomb in order to push forward, but Ice Block's gonna buy Switch TV a little bit of time. Sword, and the sword nearly cuts him up, but Bonkar with that kill, but Kefri, can he push while Bonkar's low?
How low is Bonker? That's the question.
Blinks fog.
Out into the fog. Kefri is one shot here. Bonker's coming up over the top. Next shot is basically going to win. Ghost walks and Kefri lands it. Oh, I love it.
Man, so close for Bonkar. Nearly skirted out of there. With what, 12 people alive in that tiny little circle. Bonkar nearly did it.
That's crazy. The ghost walk there from Kefri, just a little bit too good. That's top-tier assassin play from 2 top-tier assassin players.
You got to know that when it's down to Bonkar and Kefri, guys of that caliber who've been playing assassin basically the whole time, there's going to be plays to be made. Prince Danny TV, what were they? Plus 19, I believe, last round. Plus 18. Now minus 26 in round 2. Kefri and his squad, they get negative 23 with their placement. Chappie gets 11 elims, 11 points positive with 4 elims on top. So his team in a pretty decent spot as well.
I mean, it's a good start, and it's a really good finish. I think Bonker does exactly what his team needs to do there. It doesn't win the game. Obviously, it's nice to win the game. That's an additional point. But he stays alive through all of that chaos and picks up just 1 kill there, right? So he earns a lot of points for his team down the stretch there. Almost gets the 1v1 with Kefri to win the game there, and that got sloppy there, right? Kefri blinks into the fog. Bonker gets concussion bombed out into the fog. It was messy, but Kefri got it done.
They got it done, and we'll take a look at some of the replays here of round 2. This was early on in the game, 58 still remaining. Alternate, remember, he had that beautiful angle. Him and Team 16 did a pretty good job in that one. Cookie Man with some nice shots.
Just good shots.
Onto Winston with that revolver, shooting from the hip.
Yeah, my goodness.
In that spot, looking good.
The cleanup, the sad cleanup here.
This was the sad moment.
Hey guys, we won the fight. Cuss comes up on top of one tap.
Able to knock him down very, very quickly. Team 6, I mean, they lost Dolphin pretty early on, but were able to kind of keep it moving throughout that. And this was really the determining fight. That wall was absolutely flawless from Team 16, but still not quite enough to win in the fight overall.
You know, it sucks to call one player out, but that's a lot of missed axes there from that range. Connects a couple more of those quicker, and I think that fight goes much more handily in favor of Prince Danny and the guys of Team 16. Kefri with the biggest ghost walk of 2018 to win that 1v1 there.
Yeah, man, that really, really close round 2. If you want to keep in mind all those scores and keep up to date, esports.realmroyale.com is the place to go there. Make sure you check that out. You'll get up-to-the-minute standings as soon as we can give them to you. Also want to let you know that HRX is coming to DreamHack Atlanta this year, November 16th through the 18th. Make sure you get your tickets. You can see me. You can see this guy. You don't have to see anyone else. It's not that big of a deal. As long as you see us, that's basically mission accomplished as far as I'm concerned.
Scoop the after parties as well. Have yourself a good time. Why don't you?
Exactly. So we're going to get ready for round 3 here, guys. Thanks so much for watching our 10K Invitational, our first squad Invitational here. We'll get right back as we get ready for round 3. Bet you didn't expect that so quickly. Round 3 coming at you hard and fast right away as we get right back into the action here with our squad matchup today. It's been a lot of high elim games, Nick, and that's really been the differentiating factor. Look, placing first, getting that Crown Royale, it's a feels good, man, no doubt about it, but nothing feels better than getting a high elim game and really getting your score as low as possible.
You know, it can snowball easily, I think, with these squads, right? Because the second you lose somebody, 1, God forbid, 2 or 3 people, you're much less all about taking fights at that point. The team with 4, they've already got some shards rolling. They've just taken gear from a completely wiped squad. They've gone to Forge, right? And the lead only gets bigger for them. It really takes a massive turnaround fight from one of these high-octane squads. I think, you know, there's a very good chance that Team 12, if they were allowed to keep that positioning there up on the super high ground cliff, they could have won the game there, but it was really, really that ballsy play from Team 2 to just storm the mountaintop and just win the fight. They got super aggressive. If they lost that fight, we look back at that and say, wow, look at how aggressive they got here. This could have went different X, Y, and Z, but it just didn't. They just made the play and they won.
Sometimes you got to be in the right spot. Certainly not a luck thing, but you got to put yourself in positions to succeed, even if it isn't going to be your most high percentage opportunity. As Cuss and the rest of NA Paladins in this building here. Strawberry Fields forever trying to get in there. And
woo, buddy, he's got the turret down, brother. You better watch yourself.
You better not come out on the balcony because I got this on lockdown.
Or you're going to take 150 damage per second. High-octane engineer gameplay.
Hey everybody, Strawberry Fields Forever here with another commentary from the balcony using my turret, 150 damage.
That was our Steel Series listening. Strawberry Fields Forever.
Drops another turret. This one could get some work in. Shots can't find the chicken. There should be a chicken hunter version of that turret that just like hunts down chickens.
Just like a Tyson branded like chicken grinder.
Yeah, exactly. The George Foreman chicken destroyer just gets in there and grills them up for you real quick.
Oh man.
By the way, since getting a George Foreman grill, those things really are like the best for I mean, I have a budget one, don't get me wrong, but like making chicken on those things is super easy.
Is there a
tiers of George Foreman grills?
Oh, absolutely. George Foreman grills are more like a style of grill.
Did they? Yeah. Did they just get bigger though, or like what?
They get bigger. They like
higher
work
quality
nicer.
irons, or like what is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just thought there was one.
We got a cheaper one, but man, it's OP. I'll tell you what. Our chicken cook time easily cut in half.
Blessed, my friend.
By the way, George Foreman grills. Call me.
You know, because it's from the top and the bottom, right?
That's
a war fought on two fronts right there against salmonella and undercooked chicken everywhere.
As soon as the chicken's like, "Damn, dude, I'm getting cooked. Better turn around." Bam, another grill front right in its face. You get it on both sides, and it's got nowhere to escape. As Team 15 only has one way to escape, it looks like. And one of their members is going to take it towards the west. Strawberry Fields Forever still going to hold their ground with their turret, but looks like Enta has absolutely dipped.
Yeah, he gone.
You gotta stay together at these spots, right?
He gone.
Yo, dude, where? Oh, you're literally miles away. Well, what happened?
Clow pulls the legendary revolver here. Homie going for the white slug despite having his purple revolver online. If he can get a little bit closer, he might swap weapons there, but really good early pulls.
Nice.
For the boys. Homie connects the shot there. JJD has the angle to likely finish it up on a Z1 unknown. And it looks like Z's teammates are either dead or abandoning him as they head up the mountainside.
Young homie making plays in that spot is now Chappie and Venerated holding this forge here on the top right side of the map, trying to get cooking. And getting your legendary weapons, not quite as easy from the forge because you don't have that shard bonus from
he pulled that sniper.
Yeah,
they don't have any kills.
No, they pulled that for sure. And that's where that can really swing the entire course of the game, right? Just
feels good man for you, feels bad man for everyone else.
Poggers for you. I think I'd even go further than a feels good man in that spot. As we'll head back in and check with them later, but right now we're looking at Team 1 and Team 10. Team 10 made it pretty deep last time. Camouflage and K-Wolf and company, but this time around, look at this barricade usage by Team 1. Just getting in and out of that, making sure their shots go through, but then using it for cover. But Team 10 trying to get around the back, but they're all going to turn and look at the lone assassin, but that's where Ghostwalk, Blink all work in really good tandem with one another. It's the peekaboo strategy from Team 10, switching out players left and right, but ultimately not working too well.
Listening now to the sounds of Slug Rifle Royale, it sounds like that's about 7 of the 8 weapons involved in this fight.
And the other is a burst.
Great job with that ghost walk there, and the last finishing touches put on this fight. Pick of the litter in terms of abilities. K-Wolf, God bless him.
He's got some armor potions. This is where, if I'm K-Wolf, I'm using that armor potion out of spite to make sure that you can't get it.
I like
it. You use every. If I could drop my own abilities and disenchant them, I would, just to really get in my opponent's head. You want this legendary sniper? Nah, man. That's all me.
That's like putting on like all of your diamond jewelry before you go out to die, right? Like bury me with my money.
That's right. I'm here to make a statement. I'm here to make a statement for sure. But K-Wolf, I think, did manage to escape in that spot, whether he used his armor potion or not. He gets to hang on to it, as we'll check in with them later. Team 16 in the Forge, I believe, is they are cooking. Prince Danny, only one weapon available, and Forge still a little bit away, and here comes the cavalry.
You launched that flare in the
Oh, this is so much worse than I thought it was going to be. Enta does fall later on. We saw him trying to escape earlier, but that's then. This is now. This Mimu still trying to hold this Forge down.
Just barely able to soar out of that window as well. Team 5 looks like they just took over control of the Forge. It's a legendary heirloom rifle here. Prince Danny's, he's fighting like hell out of his spot, but it's not a great spot to be in. He's just not on any angles to retreat. He's running bush to bush, trying to stay alive. His team is doing everything to defend him.
Team 16 trying to stay alive here, but Team 5 has a couple low members. Yohelian, very, very low on that far side.
That might be it.
Just a face check ghost walk there for Alexi to try and get himself in position. Miles.
Oh, that's it.
Concussion bomb was the one that put him down in that spot, I believe, as Team 16 only has one member with legs at this point. Well, I guess chickens have legs. One featherless member of Team 16 trying to escape. And
what a pull, dude. Legendary sniper, legendary gloves, legendary blink, common freaking concussion bomb as well. Gotta love it.
Team 5 in a much better spot now than they were previous to this engagement. And that's where forging, I mean, it's a great reward, but there is a lot of risk involved.
And I think they get to go back, you know, Team 16 was forging. That's just the loot that was on their person. Now they get to go back to that forge and see what was what. See if there's anything that they can use. And, you know, in squads, or in duos and solos, it's less likely, but in squads, somebody crafted something someone on your team can use, right?
Yes.
You're going to get a bet. You're not going to see, you know, abilities and weapons you can't use when you go up to the forge. So it's all good.
Hype trying to get away from Team 6. They're bearing down here as the fog begins to close in. Team shots there onto Love, and a lot of what Team 17 had to offer already on cooldown or needed to be healed up, because that was good team shooting by Team 6.
No kills for them yet, though. Normally a high fragging squad, maybe a little bit nervous. PTSD after the way things went. Every fight just reminds them of the way they got vultured last game. This is a squad that they could probably square up with. Only 2 kills to their name.
Team 3 is coming in from the east in this spot that we are right now, so maybe a little bit of action brewing over there, but right now Team 1 is in a kind of odd spot right on the edge of that circle. We'll go back now to Team 6 and Team 3 as Team 3 getting absolutely sandwiched. Barricade goes up. Really, really well done there by Grego to just give a little bit of a window for them to get behind the cover of this rock, but Team 3 is the sandwich. Team 6 and Team 17 are the bread in this spot, as now 3 trying to escape towards the cover of those little lumber piles, but might be a little bit too
Bird just got killed. I think Team 17 up on that mountain just actually down Bird. I see bullets coming in from that angle. I see their circles, their directional indicators pointed straight at Team 3. So Team 3 is not going to make it out of this engagement whole.
No, it looks like they already lost 1, but to only lose 1 in that spot where you've got people on the high ground above you, on the high ground below you, you're in the valley. Losing 1 in that spot seems like nearly best case scenario.
Pretty much, yeah.
Could have been a lot worse for sure. Prince Danny's still hiding.
No way.
By the way.
How did he get out?
He was able to skirt into that building real quick, and he's just been sitting there.
He was like you know what it is? I think he was actually the first one down in that first fight, and when there's still so much else to worry about, it's easy, especially with the new speed of these chickens, to kind of just skirt away, you know, silently go into that good night.
He's been able to do that.
Still wild, though.
Still wild. Still not a lot of elims for that team, so even if he gets a high placing, it's going to be tough for him to maintain the same sort of level of gain that he got in that last round. He's sitting at -8 coming into this one. Wants to stay in the negatives for sure. Is now Team 12.
This is a big fight.
In a weird area here. I mean, they've got some cover, but it's all very localized. Like, if Team 8 just kind of fan out and try and collapse on them, it'll be tough to run away.
Risk reward there as well. You know, you risk, getting picked off by yourself, but the reward is getting those angles. Diggy Dog and Koa don't look like they actually want to split up here. Team 8 trying to stay a little bit closer together, despite the success they had in splitting up last game, but that was when they were on the run.
Center mine is down for Team 12 should they get pushed heavily, but Bread and Koa, great shot there from Matt Ruski. He'll take care of 1 all by himself, and now the wrap is on Team 8. Once the Predators, now the prey. Matt Ruski able to get another kill for himself. He's the one who started this whole engagement off, and he'll get 3 out of the 4.
Bonker's heading for the hills. He gets dismounted, though, and that's pretty much it. A couple people can just be on dismount duty. The rest of them just collapse. Hits the charge. Turnaround axe from Sony. A sniper rifle. They don't even need it, though. They've already got one for themselves. Homie going down. Team 2 versus Team 12. Looks like it could be the big fight of this lobby.
Only 1 player left in a healthy state for Team 7. That's Petty Boss, but he's got the fog closing in pretty heavily. Looks like someone from Team 7
Look at that,
heading way back to try and separate themselves from this fight. And if you've got the healing to do so, it's honestly a pretty good strategy. No one's going to want to chase you into that fog.
Fire sniper rifle online. Legendary revolver for the young lad. Look at this, though. Team 12 starting to catch some heat from Team 5. We got a longbow, a sniper. We've got some class weapons online here. It looks like is that a legendary sword for you?
Oh, boy. Get in there and yeet them up a little bit and try and get in. This is where you want to take it, right? I mean, inside a building, on the warrior, you can close those gaps very quickly. Not a bad idea. Satori has his potion launcher. I mean, Team 5 is awfully stacked with just 3 elims so far, but they've got 4 right on the tip of their fingers. Problem is, it's Team 12 who are equally, if not ahead, in loot at this point in the game.
4 kills to their name as well for wiping. Of course, Team 6 earlier on, or Team 8, excuse me, the EU Paladins boys wrapping around now. Cookie Man, not exactly healthy, has stuff to heal with, and just he's not sticking any of it at the moment.
Not yet. Really feels like he needs to get involved with this fight, and can't say I disagree because now Team 5 is locked in.
Holy angles, Batman.
Sony going to work with that axe. Already found one. Yohelian only gets one rootless swing of the sword as Team 12 able to get the first 2 kills very, very quickly. Now, Team 5 still has 2 members, and look at this, Team 13 coming from the north. This could be all of a sudden a multi-squad fight, but Team 5 already lost another one, Alexi the last one, and I think Team 12 took care of business quickly enough.
It's the NA Paladin squad rotating in. 13 versus 12, remnants of 5. 18 flirting with the idea of coming down here as well. Looks like Alexi will just barely escape, but out of the frying pan and into the fire, he just goes and gives a kill to the NA Paladin squad. And now not nearly as looted, and only 2 of them remaining. This was Z1 Unknown squad from earlier, the 2 guys that managed to escape. That's not a good fight for them to take.
No, this is not where you want to be. And instead, try to get towards that circle, get out of the fog, and put themselves in a decent spot. Foraging happening here for Team 3, though only 21 seconds remaining on the longest weapon. And with the fog closing in, you expect for them to try and get their gear and go, but they can hear something going on here. Team 18 fighting near the edge of that circle. Great shot there out of Timmy. Chappie gonna take to the sky and try and get an angle, but that puts him down. And look at this, the cavalry is here out of the form of alternate and squad. Team 6 running it down. Good turnaround kill there onto Venerated as Timmy trying to stay up. Everyone's so low, but alternate able to get a better angle. He knocks down one. Timmy does get the other. Team 18 still has 2 members remaining, but 14 there to play spoiler.
That got so messy, especially with all these teams rotating in late, getting angles. Look at the loot pile around this freaking windmill. And it's all Team 14s if they want it. They're more concerned with the kills for the moment. The circle is going to push most of these players back uphill. Denny, hyper aggressive down into the fog. He's going to take some hurt for this.
Can't even blink up and over that little ledge. He's going to take a lot of his health as Plays also going to take a big portion of his HP. Going to have to stick the heal right away, but there might be people that can see him from that spot. Does seem to be able to get it off, but a little bit over-aggressive there, I'd say, from Team 14.
Yeah, I just don't know why, especially when the fog is pushing them back to you, right? They're going to be softened up, so concerned with getting those killing blows.
There goes Plays.
So, unfortunate there. Team 12 looking more and more like the favorites, though, as they cleaned up everyone near Cold Mist. So much loot to go around. Who's even left? I mean, yeah, Team 2 versus Team 12. I think that's the story of this game at this point in terms of who's looted, who's got kills already. Got a couple of other teams of 4 in there and involved. Did Team 12 lose somebody? They might have lost somebody.
Looks like they did. Yeah, indeed.
Lost
Matt Ruski falls. I mean, look, they already have 7 elims to their name, or excuse me, 8 elims. Good at math here, by the way. So this is they're still in a good spot, but the team they're going up against, Team 19, also sitting with 8 elims so far. So I mean, this is going to be tough for them.
And they're about to get pinched.
It's Team 2 that has 8 kills as well. So yeah, you're right. They are going to get pinched. As Team 2 really has the high ground, and this team stacked to the teeth.
And losing your sniper, man, that's damn near the last person you want to lose is your assassin. Just because your sniper, it allows you to have pressure without having to get up in there. Look at those, he's looking at this crossbow, right? He's not going to be effective at this range. He's got range fall off. He's not going to be able to one-tap any of these chickens. Losing your sniper definitely hurts.
Cyb 8, a little bit of hurt onto him. He doesn't have any armor potions left remaining as Hype is just on chill mode there, trying to buy some extra time for himself, which is exactly what Heavenly's doing as we check back in towards Northport, where a lot of that action was happening. Heavenly, the last member standing from their team, but might be able to try and take advantage here. Look at this. I mean, Team 1 has their backs turned. There's already a chicken. Heavenly might try and capitalize right now as that fog begins to close in.
This is
Calico
awkward.
right on the cliffside there. Has a potion launcher, but that's not an easy spot to be in.
And it's just Team 1. You're saying, why aren't they pushing this? Well, they're pinched by a solo player and then a team of 3. So despite being a team of 4, they're against 4 players. They're not all on the same team. But it's just the amount of pressure and space control that amount of numbers is going to provide. Cookie Man back to back.
Heavenly looking like a snack to Cookie Man at this point because he's able to knock him down very, very quickly. Switch and Buddha have the high ground, but it's still 2 on, and they don't really know how many. It's 2 on 3, it seems, maybe 2 on 4, but it's still not an easily defensible position as we're down to the last 16 now.
Yeah.
Circle getting close.
And Low One just picked up 2 more. Team 2 starting to run away with this lobby a little bit. What is this now? 6-9 as they pick up yet another kill. My goodness gracious. 11 when you count overpowered as well. Finding some poke. Gonna take that down? No, it's good damage though.
Yeah, just making sure that no one can mount up in that spot.
Midnight
Sun sitting in the valley, trying to buy a better placement for their squad. And is Team 2 the only full squad left standing on the map? Team 1 looks pretty healthy, but
Team 1 actually, they are, I think, all 4 of them, but they're not geared. They're not kitted, and they're not that healthy.
Yeah, Team 2 certainly the ones to beat. But it's the 2 squads going up against one another as the solo players just kind of waiting to see what happens at this point. Overpowered on the siege, going to lead it off with that flare. Concussion bomb nearly sends Overpowered into the fog, but is able to roll back. Some good air control there out of the Hunter.
It's fish in a barrel, man.
Yeah, Team 1.
What can you do?
What do you do here?
Low One's going to get here. He's going to drop his firebomb in there. And it should be business as usual, but Team 12 using this opportunity to try and use these angles as best they can. Overpowered still gets the killing blow. But they have to be careful now. Kefri connects a snipe to shut it all down.
Kefri still has that sniper rifle.
This is
where it really does well indeed. A great shot from Kefri. 1 chicken left in this building. Kefri takes care of that with the snap of a finger, and only 1 left standing. Actually going to ghost walk out into the fog to try and chase it down. Midnight Sun.
Good shots.
They think that's who they were looking for, but there is still one of Team 1 that's sitting there in that fog, and now they spot him out. Top 10.
It's just so many killing blows aggro at this point. My goodness gracious. They get everything there. Sitting
15?
Close to 50. I didn't get a full count there, but Buddha, Kliku,
at least 14.
They're going to fight each other. At least one of these killing blows won't go to Team 2.
Seems like that's what you're looking for at this point, is just some mercy for the other teams. Team 12 is in a bad
16,
spot.
17, 18. It's all ogre now, brothers. There's 1 kill, 2 kills left on the board here. Looking for the 20 bomb. Team 2 moving in on Kliku. And I drop puts down Kefri quickly. Kliku and I drop.
Okay, they get
close,
one,
but no cigar.
Yeah, that's, hey, getting a kill in that spot, getting that extra -2 points, you really can't overstate how big that can actually be for a team.
Yeah, I mean, that's really all you can do at that point, and just saying, hey, you know, we got a kill in that 2v4 against a team like that. That looted, and I believe that did complete the 20 bomb for them. Incredible finish there. That's 40 points, 39 when you factor in the fact that they did win that game. They're going to get the +1 for that.
20 bomb, my goodness.
Yikes.
-39. The first round of the day, we had a -33, and I was like, wow, that's probably going to be our best round. But Kefri and his squad put those words back in my mouth. -39 for these boys. As we head to the overall scores, what do you know? That puts them in first place overall. Cookie Man and his squad, -33, had another good performance. They've been in top 10 all 3 rounds thus far, but Kefri, man, -59 for that team. 2 out of the last 3 have been their Crown Royales.
And the +15, that's the big one there for the EU Paladins, boys. That's what is going to be slowing them down. And that's the biggest thing about, because they haven't had a lot of success up until this point. They're great players, you know what I mean? They've been playing with these weapons mechanically for the past 2 years. But it's the fact of, you know, being up in a tournament like this, when you know that, like, the biggest way you lose your lead is going down early, it changes the way that you play. And we see this even sometimes with Kefri and Bird, right? When they have this massive lead that slowly starts to get chipped away. Anyone that hasn't been in this position before starts to get a little shaken by that pressure, I think. You know, they start to change where they're dropping. Do we get aggressive here? Do we go for kills? Do we continue to play the way that got us into this situation in the first place?
Yeah, that's the big thing. I mean, if you are in that first place, what are your thoughts on that, Nick? should you still play the exact same way, or do you try and shorten the leash a little?
I think you shorten it a little bit, right? You don't completely turn into passive mode and sit behind rocks and bushes and trees. You need to still take good fights. You don't need to be aggressive, though. You don't need to take fights that are, 50-50 coin flips, right? You want to take the smart ones as well. Because you don't want to put yourself so far behind that you don't have any loot to play with. If you even make it to a late game, then you're just a lame duck, more kills for the enemy team anyway.
That's a big point, is that forging and getting your kills and getting to the point where you actually can win those 3v4s that you might be in the late game is really, really difficult to do. And if you don't take if you don't want to take our word for it, make sure you give it a chance yourself. Realm Royale, it's free on Steam, so make sure you head on over there, hit that download button. You can also go to the page of Realm Royale and get that PTS downloaded right there, right on the store page. Super easy to do. So that way you can be playing what we got on the live servers with the things that we're testing. It is an alpha game, so there's plenty of testing always going on. So make sure you get your opportunity. Funny story, I actually got a chance to drop in, get some drops in yesterday. Super excited, hadn't played in a couple days. I'm like, yeah, can't wait. Drop right away into Lumberfall.
Okay, good man.
Kefri kills me instantly. I'm literally the first one dead, and it was Kefri. And I was like, come on, man.
What are you doing here?
Where's my warm-up?
You know what I've started to do? I will run around my little starter island. I'll look at everyone's names, and I'll be like, Gentle Giant or Kefri, and I'm like, exit lobby, re-queue. I'm like,
you're really dodging, bro.
I just don't want to deal with that, all right?
Come
you know
on,
what I mean?
That's the fun. You got to try and take them down.
You see it in the kill feed, too, and you just see it, you're like, God, I got to deal with this.
I know. You're like, oh, SK Alternate killed 5 people with a sniper rifle. Oh. Goodness.
Sweet.
I'm gonna have to deal with that at some point down the line. But hey, that's how you get better, man. You gotta get in there and get the grind going. Though clearly Kefri and the rest of those guys on that team have put in plenty of practice. Not killing me. That's free smoke for them. But overall, man, -59 heading into round 4 now. Yeah. It's been impressive.
It's big, but with these 30-point swings, right? That 30, 20-point lead. It's about a round on the rest of these guys. You have to play the whole way through. We're entering round 4 of 8 of this tournament. About a 30 or so point lead for our leader, so it's still very much anyone's game.
About the halfway point here. We will be at the halfway once we're done with round number 4. And what have been some of the lowest scores that you've seen during these 10K invitationals?
I didn't cast this one, but Jotabo and Z1 had a -98 in a round or something like that.
Wow,
it was crazy.
That's absurd.
Or maybe that was their final score on the day.
That's got to be the final score on the day, because
I think the most -44 is the best, I'm being told. And that sounds about right. I haven't seen anyone push far above 20 to like 23 kills.
We could see that record get shattered here. I mean, this is our first squad invitational,
so
it's very, very different in what we've seen in previous invitationals. But to sit at -53 through the first 3 rounds is awfully, awfully low, which is, of course, where you want to be. It's golf scoring, so it's not like being in the negatives is bad. It's the exact opposite of that. You can really start to see a score almost run away.
Are you saying best single round negative score or on the day?
Oh, on the day. Overall.
On the day, I think it was around 98 under from Jotabo and Z1. They had an incredible day of duos.
Okay, so not 98 the score to beat.
And they were like a stupid amount above the second place team too. I didn't even know if the second place team was in the negative.
Well, in order to get a score like that, you need to be killing literally everybody, including the second place team or the third place team or whatever it is. You can't just be farming the lower end of the leaderboards at that point. So that doesn't surprise me.
And I think that may have been before we instituted the 20-point max, which makes that super, super negative score even more impressive for its time.
Right.
Because they had the ability to have like these terrible rounds in those duo tournaments. You can get those like plus 35s on your score.
Yeah.
And that just completely drags your name through the mud.
Can be tough to bounce back from those, though you don't have to worry about that in this squad event, as there's only 19 squads. And there are plenty of players, though. I mean, 4 per means we got a pretty full lobby here. Is not a lot of action so far. 75 still remaining. Everyone, as the rounds go on, seems to slow it down a bit.
You'll see that, right? Because teams are dropping here, right? They get smoked there, right? They're going somewhere else. Whether or not they just played the fight bad, maybe got some bad RNG. That goes out of your mind. It's just, we lost there. I don't want to go back there, right? I want to go somewhere else. So over time, teams are going to start to spread out a little bit more until we have everyone in their own town, most likely.
No 8-squad Northport sort of situation. It's like we had the other round, but Bird in some trouble now as Team 3 actually on the run. That's how you started off, boys. But that's Alexi's going to be the first one down. Bird is in the bird form, well equipped on that duck chicken sort of skin, but his team in some serious trouble, though.
Wow.
Team 5 has lost nearly everybody. Mimu down to 115 health. You hate to see it if you're Team 5.
And that's, you know, it's legendary, but I hate the AR. I think
Really?
it's not the, I think the SMG is probably close to the worst weapon, but like in its spot, it can be good. The AR I just think is doo-doo. And like if I see a green crossbow or slug, I'm taking that green crossbow or slug.
Sure, every time, without a doubt in my mind. I mean, in the early game though, with that fire, I mean, you're chewing.
I know,
through that
even
lower
still.
health pool. I would have been tempted for sure. As I drop, gets dropped very, very quickly. His team doesn't seem to be in position to defend against the siege from Team 13 as the Forge. It was the point of contest. Now, Z1 Unknown a little bit too aggressive on his own right as now another member of Team 13 charges into 3 and he gets summarily punished for it. A little bit weird
How
here
does
from
Strawberry
both sides.
Fields Forever take literally 0 damage there? He's on the front line, but he just kept engineer boosting his way to victory. I guess he's going to make it out
Superior
for
positioning.
nothing. Z1 Unknown gets back up too.
I mean, Strawberry Fields has a epic slug, an epic barricade, and
Good pulls.
the green firebomb. Yeah, he's in
The hot hand.
a pretty good spot. No turret this time though.
God.
F to pay
For
respects on
sure.
that one.
And it looks like overpowered. He's got a legendary AR as well. Multiple blessings going out across the map.
If you view it that way, though,
And he got a kill with it.
maybe you do not.
He's probably just using his purple slug. Who am I kidding?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he's gonna be using that over a purple slug anytime soon. But you never know what the future holds. It's Taz now in a horrible position. I mean, just the worst. 1v1 with 3 people converging on you from all sides. You're never making it out
I think
of
he
that
almost
spot.
won that 1v1 though.
He did. He
on
almost
the
won
Side A. And
That's the best you
tough.
can really hope for, right?
Yeah. Saibe he's quickly become, and like we mentioned earlier, he's actually from Pro Paladins as well, plays in the PPL for Mouse Sports. He has looked, just hitting the shots in Realm Royale, he looks like a different player than when I watch him play in the PPL. He hits so many shots. He was on the heirloom meta kind of before it even really got started. It never quite took hold, but he's doing incredible things with off-meta weapons and stuff. So it'll be interesting to watch him develop as a player in this title. Another fight happening
no, wait,
here.
Did he get out of there? Okay, I was going to say Ralliator gets his loot and then tries to skirt on out, but indeed, Team 6 surround the building, and they will get that loot. See, that's where I'm disenchanting my stuff out of the Forge.
Yeah?
Out of pure
Big
spite.
play, dude.
Yeah, out of pure spite, I'm taking that away. 100%. No doubt in my mind, I'm disenchanting in that spot.
A very aggro play, indeed.
Hey,
200
man.
IQ.
I'm not saying I'm the dude who took my soccer ball home when the game wasn't going well for me, but I thought about it. I didn't actually do it, but I thought about it.
I
you
didn't
know?
take it home. I sniped it right there on the field and threw it.
Actually, the first time I ever, this is a harrowing story of my childhood. I brought my soccer ball to the elementary school playground for the first time, and immediately it popped. Like,
Oh, man.
brand new soccer ball. First time, like,
How does that happen?
I don't know, but it was a horrible. I never lived it down. To this day, it still haunts me.
Like, basketballs and soccer, like, they're tough balls. Like, it's not an easy pop.
It was not a perfect grassy field. I will say that. Probably a lot of rocks.
Man.
That could have made that happen, but it was not. It wasn't good. It got torn up right away. No one wanted to play with my soccer ball anymore, including me. It wasn't good. I also straight up banana peeled on it at one point, tried to make a play and just full 180 wipeout.
Full Charlie Brown?
Yeah, I really did Charlie Brown it. And that's why every time Rain Day asks me to play soccer, I'm like, I don't know, man.
I'm all good.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that life, you know.
Yep. Not a big soccer guy myself either.
Must be tough working with F then, man.
I wasn't built to go a very long distance. Evan was.
Short bursts
Yeah.
of pure.
Hit you hard, hit you fast, and hope you don't get up.
That's right.
That's been my motto.
Pure unadulterated anger and aggression out of Nick anytime he gets on the field, but doesn't work quite as well on the soccer pitch.
I played goalie when I was a kid. That's what I like to do.
I mean, that makes sense. You got the area to cover, right?
Smacking balls out of the sky. I got to use my hands and no one else did. I was like, unfair advantage? Yes, please.
cheating. It basically feels like cheating there in those sorts of
So one
situations.
guy gets to cheat on both teams? Is that how soccer works?
Sign me up. Give me that spot.
Can I be that guy?
Yeah. Let me at it, dude. I'll cheat better than anyone else. That's what I always say. Team 18 is looking pretty healthy here. 3 elims for them, but they've got some pretty solid loot.
Mike, the class weapon focus today, Aggro, is just unlike I have seen in any other weeks. Duos, solos, you name it. I'm seeing axes, potion launchers. Snipers have been a guaranteed in every single game, but the amount of the potion launchers and the axes that I've seen today, no stone spears for any of these mages, but so many class weapons, way more than I'm used to. And part of this is probably because armor's just not worth as much as it used to be.
Yeah, that's huge. And you do get those still little bonuses from getting your legendary armor pieces.
Yeah, your passives, but
it's just not – getting your armor doesn't give you as much effective HP.
It's like a third of what – or like a half to a third of what it once was.
So
it's
instead,
man.
Getting those class weapons absolutely critical. As Calico have got a little bit greedy
God
for
bless
this
you.
chest. I mean, look at Team 2. They kind of baited that chest, it felt like. Calico now trying to get some distance, but will not succeed. Team 14's lone survivor does manage to escape without being seen. So Team 14 will at least live to fight another day.
Got some fights brewing here, but it's all about the high ground. Team 17 squaring off against 16. 16 still in the running, still relevant in the standings. Snipers being reloaded here, but no legendary gloves, so it's going to take a while. Giving up some high ground just to chase kills. We'll see if it pays off. Snipe is landing. My goodness, what a shot from Mile 5.
Pays off at least in 1 kill. Well, they got the chicken, though. I don't think they've been able to finish off that low health member quite yet. Team 17, no, that chicken still there. And with that increased movement speed now, only 20 seconds on the respawn, Hype might be able to pick themselves up, but Miles going to spot out another member and take another chicken for himself. Problem is he can't seem to scramble the egg after he gets it.
Nobody able to fry that one just yet, but his teammates will go forth, try to scoop it. They will get it eventually. Fish AC, Mile 5. My man's got to be up. Yeah, Hype is up. Back on his own 2 legs. Danny poking out shots, still maintaining this high ground up on the hill. His teammates don't want to chase too hard off of this.
Just trying to keep some cover fire going, though. I don't know. Maybe this Team 3 shot at Prince Danny first, or is that Team 1 in the distance there? Whatever team this is, maybe they shot at Prince Danny first, but it seems like that's a kind of a weird fight to take by letting them know exactly where you are, because the circle is at Team 16's back, and Team 3 can kind of just set up positioning and wait for Team 16 to come to them.
Yeah.
Though it is a 4-on-2, so Team 3 doesn't seem particularly interested in that, but if you only see 1 member there take that shot and then it's 4 people, you're in a tough position.
Affleck's just leaving loot there is kind of interesting to me. It just tells me that, I don't know. I guess these players are already no longer interested in forging at this stage of the game. There's
still a lot.
I think a couple of forges still left in play. They're covering the map so effectively that even though I have my twitch.tv/Realm Royale map stream up and available on my second monitor, I just can't quite get a read on it.
That's tough, man. You gotta love that twitch.tv/Realm Royale map stream, though. I mean, that's the place to go if you do want to get a live look in what's going on the map at all times, but it needs to be on a second monitor. That is absolutely critical, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to hear us.
So 3, that was the answer. 3 forges still in play for anyone that is bold enough to play, with 47 competitive Realm Royale players still alive on the map. This is kind of be expected in the squad tournaments. More players staying alive longer, running out of time, HP, resources, all of the above. 17, 2 down. Ghostwalk saving the 3rd for a moment. 1
to go, basically. Hype has already fallen once to the same team's hands, I believe.
Wow.
Good knock there by Dolphin with that shot, but still forced off the high ground by Team 6. And Team 7 is in a really good spot to try and take advantage of this potentially. Young Homie and Clow trying to bear down on the opposition.
Oh, man, the collapse here. Looks like Team 2 doing some forging themselves. They're still pretty healthy. They have all 4 members, so they can take that risk. It's calculated. They'll be able to hopefully reap the benefits of it. Alternate does go down ultimately there, but not before 5, 6, 7 kills. They're losing Mikey. Boone's down as well. 1 surviving member will be there. A lot of loot just given over to Team 7, though.
4 elims for Team 7, so nothing that'll knock your socks off quite yet, but still in a good spot. Look at this armor, though. I mean, Clow stacked from head to toe in that gold. A lot of his teammates as well have a lot of gold armor pieces, so even though it's not worth as much as it used to be, getting a full set still makes you feel really, really good. As much not feeling quite as good because he just realized that one person he saw was not alone and instead had plenty of help, and that help had the high ground. Teldo knocked out behind the bush, and Miles does manage to scramble that one.
That guy helped me learn Croak in Battle Right.
Teldo?
You remember that guy?
Yeah, of course, dude. I was a big Battle Right player for a while, and Teldo was the man.
Incredible.
He's nuts at Croak, dude.
Yeah. I always get a little sad when I see him go down, but it's good to see him showing up, having fun. Team 7, the Smite Gang Monopoly, 4 kills, plenty of armor to work with. Homie just barely gets out of line of sight there. It still has even more armor potions to work with and a legendary fireball.
Yep, that's if you're playing mage, you're playing so that you can get legendary fireball. But how much will it help him in this tight little corridor as Kefri, Cy-Bait, the rest of Team 2 coming in very, very quickly. JJD has had him been isolated and overpowered, taking that 1v1 as best he can. He gets the better end of JJD. Eventually, there he goes down. Young homie next is overpowered, notches himself a double kill, and all that loot the Team 7 had didn't really seem to do them a lot of good. They barely even managed to scratch Team 2.
And Kefri didn't have any legendary armor, so he kills Clow and says, ooh, thank you very much.
Wow.
I'll take literally all of that. 10-10 on armor potions. He's going to use a couple. But that is first class, premier loot delivery service. Kefri's going to spread the love a little bit. Those armor potions can be tough to come by, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's like primarily what they were forging, right? Because they didn't have any legendary armor. They already had their class weapons for a minute. They probably were just doing potions.
Thor goes down, Team 4, only with 1 member remaining, I believe, but Denny
tagging him.
Great shots out of Enta. And we kind of talked about it earlier with once you get legendary roll or legendary withdraw or even your bow, in the late game, the Hunter can feel pretty potent to deal with.
Absolutely.
It's the early game that Hunter kind of struggles with. Without any vertical mobility, without a lot of repositioning tools, not great siege opportunities either. It can be tough to navigate in the early game, but by this point, with 24 left, playing a Hunter, you got to feel pretty good.
If you get your bow, you get out of the early game, you get your bow, you don't get, it's all these conditionals, right? As long as you don't get messed up by the circle RNG and have this crazy high ground where you just get put into a barrel. And even then, if you can just position smartly, right, you can even survive those scenarios. But once you get late game, you get that bow online. I mean, I'll put my Hunter against a lot of people's whatever the hell you want to play.
Withdraw so good in those situations as well because it lets you reposition and stealth at the same time, whereas Ghost Walk, Smoke Screen, they stealth you, but it's very easy to tell where you are that whole time. More of a disjoint more than an actual stealth a lot of times, but Withdraw can really throw you for a loop as Kefri and Low One should be able to claim another life here. This will be elim number 8, excuse me, elim number 9 for this squad if they find Munch, but looks like Munch might have been able to give them the slip.
Just not interested in dropping down off the high ground that they've worked so hard to take. They've got the bow online here. Legendary crossbow as well. Almost everyone with their class weapons. I've never seen Syve use the axe, so to me it's him probably just saying I like the heirloom better, I think, at that point. I don't know if we'll see him crafted at any point today. Overpowered in the bow. I don't know what that relationship is. I haven't seen a lot of Hunter play up until this point, right? It's a lot of my first time seeing Overpowered play the Hunter. Danny's done it a little bit, but he's really the only consistent Hunter that I think we get in those like duo tournaments.
See if it pays off for Overpowered and the boys of Team 2, but Team 18 still
look at this,
pretty healthy in
10
this
kills.
squad. Yeah, 10 elims for this squad. Plenty of loot. You've got Epic Soar, or Epic Fireball, and Epic Ice Block there for the Mage, so that's going to be a pretty tough contender now. Fireball and Ice Block.
Was that Epic Soar?
No, it was not. It was common.
Okay.
I misspoke there. It was Epic of Ice Block and a Fireball.
I was going to say, I wonder if you could, like, if they just took it out of the game or, like, you just couldn't forge it or whatever it was. Doesn't matter now. No mages on this squad. Frostbow for Enta, trying to roll his way in, but only the rare version of his dodge roll still has to bear about a 3 or 4 second cooldown and push up on the high ground.
Oh, this is going to be tough now for Team 15. This is where that Hunter can struggle. No easy way to get up this hill. Just got to get a
Use your flare.
Use it.
You need the flare. The flare's the only thing that gets you out of that situation.
Yeah, flare not used, and as a result, though I don't know how much it would have truly helped in that spot, Team 15 gets routed by the top of the hill, but Team 18 does take some shots. They've got great cover from this area, but they don't have a lot of easy ways out of that area. But look at this, Team 2 already lost overpowered. Low one has been knocked as well, but
he'll get back up.
Looks like that's all the damage they'll sustain.
Yeah, the reason Flare helps you there, you get the full vision, so you win those peak battles 100% of the time. If you're not winning those peak, you don't have any business playing Hunter at that point. You won't be able to pull it off. You need to be able to win those peak battles. You scare them, like the second their head box becomes available, you can rip them. You can scare them back to the point where they don't even really want to take that fight anymore. So Flare very good in that situation, and it was just buffed to reveal stealth, so smoke screens, things like that. It's going to go straight through them.
Huge, and we're seeing quite a bit of assassins. I don't think I've seen a single team without an assassin quite yet.
You won't.
I'd be shocked if we did. And so having a Hunter on your team with Flare is really, really good. But then that means, are you giving up your proximity mine? Are you giving up the arrow shot?
I mean, it depends who you ask. Evan would tell you probably not. But I love Flare. He loves prox mine. Aside from that, you want the withdraw, right? A couple people go blast shot. A lot of it for the Hunter, for me, depends on the rarity and what it is, right? You know, because taking that legendary blast shot over like a common Flare, yeah, I would do that. You know, there are breakpoints for me.
Team 18 seems to be the one in the best spot now because they've got at least one member safe in the circle as Bixel tries to get in and join his teammate in the circle. That's Venerated, I believe, hiding out underneath that hut. But Team 12 smells blood, starts to circle the waters. Team 2, remember, they lost one, but they're still a team to watch out for. They're coming in from the east as Venerated falls to the hand of Sybe 8, who using that signature heirloom rifle of his. Cookie Man, another top-end team, gets a kill onto Bexel, but it's an absolute bloodbath here as the fog starts closing in. Good shot onto Kefri. Team 2 has to escape into the building.
It's just positioning there. I mean, Team 2 gets to come out of a house. Team 12 looking good in terms of their positioning here. Sybe 8 he's caught out. Everyone else has to bail out of the house now, but they drop a good barricade. And that buys him the valuable couple of seconds. Low one goes down mid-flight.
Great axe there, I think, is what took him down. But regardless, it was a good shot as Kefri has to use that stealth. Good shot straight out of the stealth, but he knows someone's pushing. Reload, can't quite get off, and Kefri gets flanked. Good teamwork there from Team 12, and we're down the final 4.
And that's okay, I think, if you're Team 2, right? They just fragged out so much harder. That's only 4 kills, 5 kills now for Team 12. Still in a good spot here. But they need to finish the drill. Heavenly, I don't know what the hell he was. He just burned all of his healing. He pulled what is kind of coined the alternate now, because he did this in the 100K, I believe, where he just had to go for placements. He sat there and just burned through like 12 healing potions, just trying. And it did. It ended up making the difference. He jumped 3 places because of that 1 point that he earned himself.
That's crazy. I mean, look, it looks a little bit odd, but can be valuable. It's all over but the singing here for Munch, because I don't think he's winning this 2-on-1. He'll go for a wild ride. Shades of Eevee there with that sword, but the Crown Royale does ultimately go the other way. Another solid round from the top-end contenders. I mean, Kefri and Team 2, they get another high placement. I believe they were top 4.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how many kills they had, but I think it was still damn near the highest in the lobby. Or 16 would have been the only team that I think supplants them as like the #1 elims in that lobby, because they had a lot coming off of that hill.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, it is the biggest score for Team 2. Kefri's team there was 16.
Look at that. I mean, between two teams, 31 elims. Between Kefri and Chappie's teams, that is absurd. I mean, that's basically half the lobby killed by 8 players.
Big jump there for Chappie and his squad. They moved to 5th now, 4 under. We've got the top 6 teams all under 0 in the negative, but it's still a 41-point lead between 1st and 2nd. Kefri and the boys have to be slowed down. Someone has to take them out early.
Zombie Unicorn sitting in 9th. Her team has been in the top 10 all 4 rounds and certainly within striking distance of that top half. not within striking distance within 1 round of Kefri so far. Being at negative 80-something means that you're going to need a couple rounds to catch up in that regard. But, I mean, sitting at +5, +6 right now, you're easily within striking distance as we move into the second half.
Of being in the money, right? Top 8 teams are being paid out today, so that's really where you want to get to if you can.
Absolutely. That does mean we're at halftime here with round 4 in the books. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back with the second half of today's 10K Squad Invitational. Welcome back, everybody. Round 5 of this week's Realm Royale 10K Squad Invitational. Set to go. Aggro joined by Pretty Hair, and let's get right into it. I love seeing Beefy Noodle. That's our admin spectator. I love seeing him just head off into the wilderness.
Yeah. R.I.P. Beefy Noodle. Or rude. Sometimes sleek.
Sometimes sleek. If we're lucky, sleek.
Whoever the sacrificial virgin admin has to be for the day.
Unfortunate for him.
Do you have to be a virgin to be an admin at Skillshot?
I'm not going to answer that question. Hype has to try and get away as the rest of his team gets decimated in this building. IDK Love does escape for the moment, but Michael has a pretty good angle to finish that one off. And Hype was right there waiting to get doubled off easily.
Coop just pokes his head in the
Did he really?
window.
No, Coop, it wasn't me, dude.
Man.
Not me.
Says it all. It was Aggro's idea.
What?
He told me to do it.
Come on, man.
Oh, my goodness. So Lumberfall is decided. Mo, Michael, and the boys will claim it, and all of its loot and its forge. Plenty of loot there for a full squad if you actually spread out wholly to those little fringe buildings. There's a hell of a lot of stuff to go around.
Well, it's funny because normally you see in your regular Realm Royale games, everyone and their dad is landing at Lumber Falls.
Yeah.
But in these sorts of competitive tournaments, usually Lumber
Sometimes
Falls,
no
Northport, like people won't really go there as much.
Sometimes no one is at Lumberfall. It's really, really surprising. I mean, the Badlands too. I think looking at my twitch.tv/Realm Royale map stream right now, Team 2, Kefri, Overpowered, Saib, low on the boys. They're the only real team in the Badlands. Like that whole region, all 3 forges, and they're it.
Free for the taking there for Team 2, but not quite as free here for Team 10. They're battling it out close to that old manor, but trying to gain control. Calico and Taz have already been chickened, and Keva Flash going to push forward onto Midnight Sun. Still a lot of shield there for Midnight Sun, though he'll get dinged and lose a good percentage of that as they'll try and forge up kind of in this area, but it's going to be difficult to stay alive much longer. I mean, already fairly weak, but Zap going pretty aggressive. Good blink from Denny, puts him in a solid spot. That double thrust. Zap able to take advantage. He does get that finishing blow as well, and he might be able to just escape out of there.
See, I actually don't know if players can walk through that. And look at this, Midnight Sun, an enemy just around the riverbank. K-Wolf comes in, he gets slain down. That's 2 down. He's going to try and bail out the window here, and not able to make it.
Wow, Team 10 go a little bit too aggressive, and 14 is able to punish them for it. Now, Taz still up alongside Calico. Midnight Sun does eventually go down now that Zap is back up. I don't know.
Or big flank. Big
flank is definitely the call. I definitely would not try and abandon this. I mean, you've weakened your opposition so heavily. Good shot there. One more would have gotten that down from Taz, but just couldn't quite find the home. Good defense, though, from 14, all things considered.
Yeah, to be honest, it started out so poorly for them. It looks like somebody actually just put down Reliator. I don't know if it was Team 14 or it had to be. I mean, they're the only ones around here for miles around, but 2v3, it's about getting in there and actually confirming that kill, and you only have 20 seconds now to do it.
Not a lot of time before that fog starts closing in. Calico pretty isolated here, already very low. Good shot on a Taz will force him back, and now might be the time that you consider leaving this fight.
Yeah.
Abandoning, because Calico is all but dead to rights.
Not a lot more for them there. Team 12 forging it up. Whether it's weapons or armor is yet to be revealed, or maybe even abilities, but they've got teams circling. Everyone can see the smoke. Team 19, starting to peek their head in. 18 is close by. 5 going for a legendary chest now. They've been distracted. Looks like some gloves, a longbow, and some potions.
Flare goes out from Cookie Man to see who is coming. He might not hear anyone, but you just imagine that people are going to start coming to contest. At this early of a forging, no one has that much in their inventory quite yet that they can use, so good guess to let people know that people are going to try and contest you. But outside of the Forge, it's a battle to see who earns the right to go in and contest against this forged up team. Team 18, though, seems a little bit short in this area. 5 members of Team 5 started to converge. Bixel already has that epic ice block. Look at how much time that buys him. Gets up and through the window. Bixel can stick a heal now, but Venerated has already gone down. Chappie nowhere to be seen. Team 18 came into this one sitting at 5th place at -4. Might walk out of here with a positive score.
Ooh, big shot potential there. Just getting pushed, and it looks like maybe one of these players didn't connect because they only have 3 in their squad in total, right? So this is just already they're at a disadvantage. Already they're having to fight uphill, but it's going well for them so far. They're just playing it well.
Venerated is up as well, Nick. This is great. The turnaround for Team 18. Alexi is chicken. Somehow this keeps me going well, and that must be the answer. Team 12
He's lucky. He got that armor potion off just in time to eat that bow shot, too. The mage pass is going to help him out a little bit here. 30% more effective from all of that healing, the armor, the healing potions as well. Team 2 looks like they've... Oh, no, they're just separated. I was going to say, I only see 2 of them coming through here. Kefri goes down early. Can Cybate bail him out? He does.
Looks like he does indeed. Diggy Dog goes into that chicken form as well. Kefri has escaped, and doesn't look like there's anyone from Team 8 who can get the angle to finish him off, but Diggy Dog and Bonker both take spills. Indeed, Kefri will get his res off, and will trust the rest of Team 2 to clean up the scraps of Team 8. Remember, Team 2 was the one who had the Badlands all to themselves instead of heading south. Seems like they headed east towards Northport, and they've got another Forge all to themselves now.
And there's a sniper for Kefri to pick up as well. How nice of Bonker to craft that for him. And it's just, you know, while they were in first place after the first game, the EU Paladin squad has definitely struggled a little bit afterward. Consistency has always been the name of their game, though. They've had it in basically every round that Bird and Diggy Dog have played. And even Bonker and Koa, right? They have rounds where they just pop off and they obliterate everyone, but it's consistency for them that they got to work on.
Bird came into this round sitting in 8th place overall, so just on the bubble to try and make it into the money. Chappie finally does fall. Looks like Team 12 did catch up to Team 18. Remember, this is the squad that forged and new people were coming to them, but there was a fight outside that kind of determined it. But Team 11 going to throw their name into the mix here. Mopork immediately receives a shot from Cookie Man, but Cookie Man's pretty low here, Nick.
Right.
Should probably disengage to heal.
Yeah, I don't know how looted they are, but those are good players on Team 11. Don't get me wrong. They're not exactly in striking distance of the lead by any means, but they are very, very good players. Runa and Alexi picking up 2 kills. It looks like a clean sweep, clean 4 for 0 at the crossing, and now they get their pick of the litter from the loot as well as all those shards to forge with.
Really good spot for Team 1 to be in, certainly one to keep their eyes on as you're watching the rest of this round. Again, round 5 of 8, no longer 10 rounds here. These invitationals, 8 rounds instead, so don't have as many rounds to make up for those bad ones. You gotta really take advantage, and those stinker rounds where you go out pretty early really do punish you pretty heavily.
I like that, stinker rounds.
Yeah, just have those
stinky boys.
You
can't afford too many stinky boys today.
No, you really can't. You have a round and go, that was stinky. We didn't like that. that was bad. And you go, in some ways, this is really bad. And then you just kind of got to move on and do what you can. Look at this conglomeration on the right side. Everyone heading towards Ice Haven. But the fog is going to be closing in sooner rather than later.
Fog is definitely coming. Sooner or later, it always does. And it's
I get it. It's like the song.
Yeah, like the song. There it is. Purple fireball for Anana Mouse. Everyone's going to collide here as they rotate in. The underpass mountain is going to do a little bit to force some of them apart from each other, and then the rest of them will be forced even closer together. As you can kind of see the peak there, casting a little bit of a shadow down on these players. It's the biggest mountain on the whole map, and you can't really climb it unless you spend a lot of time and a lot of vertical mobility skills to do so.
We don't see a lot of teams really take the risk to go into the underpass forge very often. They kind of would rather...
And it's kind of funny, right? Because it's the only forge in the game that does not give off the VFX that someone is crafting there.
Right, and no one goes in. I mean, you only have 2. I feel like in duos it's pretty hard to defend that, but in squads, it might be worthwhile to give it a shot.
It's just hard to get out of, right? It's really not. It's a good fighting in there, right? But it's just getting out of, and I don't know. It can definitely suck. I feel it there. Fight breaking out, though. NA Paladin Squad, Cuss, Kliku, Z1, and I Drop Bodies going off against Team 15. It looks like they're getting the better end of the stick right now as well. They've got 2 down, 1 already dead, and pushing in on the rest.
Z1 Unknown had that early knock there, and that's what got this started well for Team 13. Concussion Bomb and Ghost Walk available. Good shielding potion there out of Kliku, and that will secure a successful siege by Team 13, the NA Paladins boys, as you so aptly named them. Luffy eventually falls to the pressure from the squad, and
they gotta go though,
they
man.
will clean that up.
They gotta book it.
They've got
clean
a lot
that
of
up
distance.
And then run. They have a long way to go. I don't believe any golden boots between the 4 of them. Even if they did, it's still a long way. Hopefully they've got the healing to make it in. Light Show concussion bombs himself to safety, hopefully. I don't know if he's gonna be able to break line of sight. The crouch does it. But does he get around the corner, gets on his mount?
Mounted and summarily demounted, but he did lead Team 2 straight into the trap of Team 1, but Team 2 stay close together and don't let themselves get distracted. Good shot by Kefri, demounts Tavantu, but this is still an uphill battle literally for Team 2 because they just expended a lot of resources winning the last team fight.
Yeah, this snipes from Kefri. Definitely looking good today. 5 kills already on the board for them. A 41-point lead, our current leaders so far. And there's definitely more room to grow here for them. 36 players left alive, so 32 kills on the board for them if they're feeling up to feast at the moment. Circle's going to close in 9, and then we will get line of sight on where the next one will go. A lot of teams in Northport, but that's exactly what Northport allows for. There's so many buildings here that you can see all 35 of these players make it in and out of Northport successfully.
That circle, if it does continue to go into Northport, certainly will be easy to hide out and try and get a higher placement. But Team 12, undeterred, knowing that there are people there, they start up fortune.
I Drop Bodies. Did he make it out? Yeah, he was just stopping to heal. The NA Paladins gang just barely making it out of that circle alive, and they don't have a lot of room to breathe.
Nick, where are you getting this up-to-the-date map information so easily?
Twitch.tv/Realm Royale map.
Oh, that's crazy.
All your needs for positions, circle, located, updated locations.
Absolutely absurd. Also can find it on mixer.com/Realm Royale map.
Well, there you go.
You got your choice of where to find map info. Zanana Mouse, believe, got the successful demount there. It doesn't demount right away. There is a damage threshold, but an epic
there it is.
Revolver plus 1 extra slug shot gets the job done. But there is help coming for this member of Team 7 as we check back in with Team 1. They decided to leave Northport and head more towards the edge of the fog, and looks like they get rewarded for that decision. They get another couple elims. They're up to 6 now in total.
I like it, to be honest. I mean, you try and capitalize on some of these weaker teams that are just now getting in from the fog. Would have liked to have been healing now. Looks like some people are down, but every fight you take, it's going to cost you something unless you're literally perfect, right? It's going to cost you healing potions, armor potions, things like that. So you have to definitely be controlled about how you take things and realize, all right, how much resources do we have? Is this smart to take? Shard capped for a lot of these players now. There will be 1 forge left in play in Northport. I don't know if we've ever seen anyone use that type of forge, the last one alive when there's 35 people around. But
yeah,
if you're holding that building, you know, may as well.
Clow in that close range battle with another engineer as Mopork is the one trying to take him on, but Clow able to force him up and over that wall. Synergy trying to get close enough to help out his teammate as Mopork comes right back down, actually gets chickened by the fog, I believe, but still able to get
kills.
1. Mopork does finally get Clow with help from that fog as JJD finishes off what Clow started. Fog is closing pretty quickly, though. There is not a lot of time here to loot. JJD is going to take a lot of damage.
Heading straight for the circle now. A little bit of a fight, it looks like, going on over there between Team 1 and Team 10. Runa and the boys come out on top, but they have got to move and fast. Hopefully they didn't take too much damage where they won't survive this. Hey to Gray, he's got the healing to spend some time in here and pick up the loot, and I think it's good to be able to do that, right? You got to be a little bit ice cold when it comes to taking fog damage because you don't want to leave behind so much loot or potions or things like that. Or even, you know, in Kefri's case, I've seen him, you know, just stay calm, right? Don't even react to the fact that you're taking fog damage and focus on the fight in front of you.
It's a fine line to cross for sure between getting out of there healthy but low on loot,
right,
or stacked to the teeth with 500 HP remaining. So you've got to try and strike that balance, and we'll see if Team 7 was able to toe that line successfully. As remember, Team 12 did forge here in Northport, but that was some time ago and are now holed up. But that legendary sensor drone from Team 7, JJD with that in tow. This is the situation where you'd rather have sensor drone than flare, right? Because it'll let you spam it very easily and get through those walls.
Exactly. You just throw it on buildings, tag it up. Sensor drone much more effective against buildings versus flare. So good in the open spaces when you can just throw it up in the air in a general direction and hope to reveal someone. Sensor drone, you can tag it on trees and rocks and stuff. It's pretty good. I would say overall, despite the fact that it doesn't reveal stealth, sensor drone overall is a little bit better until you get really good at the flare angles and knowing how to launch it where you need it.
Definitely feels circle dependent to me. Like if it's a circle like this at Northport, I'd much rather have sensor drone, but even a flare kit can certainly give you good opportunities, and that stealth reveal is so important.
You saw like Cuss, he couldn't even make it to that building. Sensor drone is making it to that building easily there, tagging it up, getting all the information. And even if you could make it there, getting the angle and the projectile drop to get it in a window to where it's actually revealing something relevant, and it's only in that first room, right? Sensor drone head and shoulders above a flare in this scenario.
Well, JJD has that legendary sensor drone, but doesn't have the best of positions. Less than 20 seconds now until the circle starts closing in. 28 remaining. That's so many.
It's gonna get wild in Northport for sure.
Bloody, without a doubt.
Now we can throw that sensor drone on this forge and know exactly which angle Team 12 will be taking when they kill him.
Eventually, because that's the way it seems to go right now. If you're on Team 12, you're getting kills one way or the other. Only 3 elims up until this point.
They're split. Look how far 7 split apart from each other.
Yeah, they are very far apart, playing for placement more than anything else. So Runo won't get a higher placer than this. He falls to overpowered, and the bloodshed begins as everyone forced to move by that fog. Is an absolute fiesta here.
They're keeping it tight though. You got it. This is scary. I mean, people could be coming from literally anywhere. You know, in squads you can get blown up quickly, but right, if you reveal yourself to, God forbid, 5 through 8 players potentially in Northport, you're going to evaporate faster than you can even react to, most likely. So keep it tight. I think staying inside for the most part is going to do you well until you get actual, concrete contextual evidence of like what your scenario is looking like. Where is everyone around me? How many of them are there?
Ooh, Tavanhu in this building. Was that someone right outside of his building that...
No, it was someone from further down the street. It's like you got it. It's so hard to keep track of everyone there. I mean, it's a good snipe, but even if I down someone in the road, I'm going to be scared to go out there and finish the job.
How could you not be? Teldo, is that him hiding right there in the fog? Indeed it is. Can he not get out of that fog? I guess not. Puts himself in a spot where he gets chickened and... Or no, not chickened. I thought he was.
Just healing, right?
Just healing.
I don't know.
I thought that he lost a big burst, but I guess... had also burst healed himself up. But he's still in a rough spot, regardless if he's in chicken form or not. Certainly an uphill battle for him, but 25 remaining, man. You could vulture 3-4 kills here potentially and really put your team in a much better spot. Look at that, Kefri, snipe, swap, kill with the slug rifle. He's been doing that since week 1. Tavanhu did lose his positioning, and with Kefri right on top of him, one slug rifle shot should do it. And indeed, Kefri gets himself 2 quick kills.
Picks up the golden chest as well. Overpowered goes down, though, from where exactly? Was that someone up on the hill with a sniper? Was it Z1 Unknown's team? From this middle building as well? It's just getting really, really hairy here. The next circle, we are losing so much real estate. Virtually all of Northport will no longer be safe, and the fog is going to start moving in 5 seconds.
Cookie Man with another kill. There's a lot of elims for this squad, sitting at, what, 7 so far? Yeah, 7 elims for this team that's in second place already, sitting at -46. So Team 12, a front runner right now, but they're looking up at Team 2, who is also still in play at this point. Another down to the wire finish here in round 5 as Team 2 is pretty split up. It seemed like, oh no, I'm sorry, that they are pretty well locked together. It's Team 13 that's a little bit split up, and Insom can't get down the hill. He gets chicken, and Z1 Unknown might have been the straggler that could get picked.
Cookie Man, I don't think he makes it out of this one. Sony's in an awkward spot here with Z1 Unknown. Connects the axe. The fog might do the rest of it. They trade. Sony waddles out into the fog here. I just don't give him the kill. Waddle out into the fog and let the fog do the job.
Kefri gonna get the job done here. He gets another couple kills. Team 2 just looking absolutely dominant here today. I mean, 5 kills for just even one of their members, and they're looking for even more. Alternate has 2 teammates at his back,
Gotta
but
hit those.
You gotta be hitting these shots.
Those are good peaks as well. You see Team 2 realizes we're not in a good spot, and we're not in a spot to win this fight.
Who is that up on the roof? I think their engineer. Is that low one just bouncing on the roof with this angle? I love it. Look at that. But he's going to take some trades once Alternate and the gang figure it out.
Great flank there from Overpowered. Able to get around and knock down Alternate. Team 2 looking to take another Crown Royale. I believe this would be their 3rd out of 5 rounds. And only one lone chicken stands in their way. Mikey, we knew you well, my friend, but I don't know if you're going to be able to take down this team. They already have 15. You can make that 16 elims for Team 2.
Oof.
They're going to be in the triple digits after this.
That was brutal, man. That was absolutely brutal. They look like they've been practicing together, and this is a Low One and Cybate are EU, right? So,
yes.
You know, they're playing on ping. Cybate and Low One have done extremely well in their last 3 tournaments, despite playing on ping. It's clear that they've been practicing with Kefri here, and Overpowered new to the squad as well. Everyone new to just this dynamic overall.
Yes.
So it's incredible to see them doing so well.
Bird and Bunker, tough rounds for them, but Kefri and his squad, -118. Now, Cookie Man and Alternate as well, having great rounds time after time, but my goodness, 70 elims for this team through 5 rounds.
I mean, they're pulling 10 to 15, sometimes 20. And every single one of these rounds, it's just the consistency. And not just, consistently top 10 with a couple of kills. They're consistently winning these games. What is that, their 4th in a row? 3rd in a row?
Yeah.
I think it's their 3rd in a row now. And just so many kills at this point for them. But they are starting to pull away with it. Everyone that's in the money is starting to pull away with it. Top 3 have been really, really looking good.
Those 3 teams, I mean, only a couple rounds to go now. 3 more rounds. You'd be hard-pressed to see Kefri and this squad finish outside the money at this point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it would have to be 3 catastrophic
Even
rounds.
if they did, it wouldn't be enough, right? They're only taking a +19 at worst.
Oh, that's right.
For 3 rounds.
So they're making money today, regardless of the outcome of these last 3 rounds. But the question is, just how much dough will Kefri, Overpowered, Low One, and Cybe8 be taking home, and can anyone unseat them from that top spot? We've seen -30, -40 rounds happen so far today, so even the guys right below them, Cookie Monster and Squad, they've got a chance, it feels like, still to unseat Kefri and the guys, but it's gonna be tough.
Yeah. So with a 19, right, you could see roughly a 50, God forbid, a 60-point swing. If that team goes down early, they take their +19, and then you watch Alternate or Cookie Man's team get to go have a really, really good -20, -30 round. There is still potential for them to be upseeded for 1st place here, but the big money is 1 through 3, right?
Right.
And then it starts to fall off pretty drastically. But all of those teams being so far ahead, it's really those 3 guys are going to be shuffling around and trying to jostle for position.
Only 3 rounds remaining in today's 10K Squad Invitational. Go get a snack. We'll be right back with round 6. Welcome back, everybody. Round 6 coming at you hard and fast now. Aggro joined by Pretty Hair. This is the Kefri show so far, at least it has been up until this point. Cookie Man and Matt Ruski, their team sitting in 2nd place. SK Alternate has had a pretty good day overall. They are still sitting in 3rd place alongside Mikey and that team, but man, a -118, 70 elims. For context, Alternate's team has the next highest elims. They have 40 through 5 rounds, which is still a pretty good elim count.
Crazy, yeah. The difference is they've had those stinkers, right? They've had a couple of rough rounds where they get taken down pretty early on, and Kefri's squad, I believe, aside from like that first one, because they have 4 top 10s at this point, so they had one stinky round, but beyond that, I mean, they've just been so damn good, so consistent.
Cookie Man and Mad Ruski, that team has 5 top 10s. That means they've been in every top 10 so far, so they've been pretty consistent. They have 36 elims, so they've been doing their job getting the killing blows as well, but everyone looking up at Team 2.
Little fight for Lumberfall here. 2 teams getting their first couple of guns out of the chests. Highest RNG part of any battle royale here. What do you pull? We've got a fireball and a green revolver, as well as a white burst rifle here. So Play's not in a bad spot by any means. Purple revolver for Mo. He knows how to use that. Played a little bit of Andro back in his day.
That's the big play character, right? Andro. Like if you're trying to yeet on him, like
he's tough. He's tough to work with, but
I knew
at the highest level.
I knew that. I knew that he was good because I would see other people doing well with him, and then I could never play him at all. And that's how I knew he was a good character. You know what I mean?
He's one of those guys that, yes, it can work, but it's like the amount of effort for the payoff is kind of just like, eh.
Right. Why not just...
those are the most frustrating characters to me. I'm like, if this guy's a pain in the ass to play, he should be smoking everyone when you play him right.
Motori is trying to smoke everyone with that epic revolver now, but he's been the one getting smoked. Only 235 health remaining in his pool. Adam and Michael still pretty healthy in this Team 9, but Motorius now coming to the aid of Plays, who's already been chickened. Shot there for Motorius, good on the Munch. Second one good as well. Third forces out that ice block as he chickens him as soon as he thaws. Great shots from Motorius. Sensor drone lets him know where everyone is as Plays is already back up. Team 4 was in a commanding position, but Mo is doing work.
One more shot would have done it. It just takes too long to pull the trigger.
Hate to see it.
3 people were down, but 2 of them just stood back up. Adam A and Plays. Now it's their turn to defend Motorius. Michael also in a hurting position. Everyone here is hurting. Thor, the healthiest of the bunch, it looks like. But that's going to change here. Not by much, because he's just firing SMGs from long range. Not doing too much. Michael, he's gone for a big, big flank, and it's paid off.
But he didn't heal first. He had 2 health potions in the inventory, and so as soon as he gets 2 shots off,
he's getting counter-rotated.
Has to try and back it up, and here comes the squad.
2-1 leap coming up soon here from Michael. How does he play this one? He's going for the shots. He's just going to go for the leap around the corner and barely sticks it. Warrior passive, 5 HPS. It's going to help him a little bit. As this fight drags on, he'll regenerate constantly.
Needs to pop this healing potion. He does so, and see the health pool slowly filling back up as a real drawn-out fight here at the Lumber
And this
Falls.
sucks. This is looting time, boy. This is big for you guys. You know, the longer this fight drags out, either of these teams is going to come out in the grand scheme of this game on bottom. It's going to be rough for them having to come by any loot beyond this fight.
Baggins, I mean,
you do all this work, you kill the guy, he's got a white SMG, you're like, whoop-de-doo.
We got him, boys. 3 shards.
Back it up.
In the inventory, and looks like Team 9 is just deciding to back it up instead of continuing this fight. I mean, you're right. By winning that fight, you don't really gain a whole lot. But at the same time, that's still, if you get a whole squad down, that's still 8 points that you get. I mean, I feel like if you're investing that much time, they should have just stuck with it.
It's a call to be made. They made their choice. They're going to head towards the Forge. It looks like Team 4, Baggins, and the boys are going to head their separate way as well. With a respectful nod, they part ways, and Lumberfall's Forge, at least, it's the most important half of Lumberfall, is going to go to Michael and Mo.
Ooh, Calico trying to skirt on out of there and avoids getting demounted. Team 14 again, very split. You see at the very edge of the mini-map to the left, someone else from Team 14 has managed to escape the ire of Team 3, but they will likely lose Calico in the process. So only one member continues the chase because the rest of the team actually heading back towards that Forge, which, speaking of forging, is happening here. Team 2, Kefri already goes down. He's chicken. Saib is in a really bad spot. Fade will finish him off. IDK Love and Fade trying to knock down the top members of this 10K Invitational. Low one goes to the high one now, trying to knock down IDK Love. Does so successfully. That means Fade's got to do it all by himself.
Now he gets the angle on the engineer as well. I was wondering, it looked like if anyone was in position to save Saib there, it was low one, but he just didn't really make any moves there. I was wondering, he must have been on the second floor of that forge because that doesn't really provide easy access out to where Saib was. And given how aggressively he rotated after his forge was done, I mean, you have to say it wasn't because for a lack of trying. I mean, he gets the beautiful angle there and just cleans up that fight, but they do lose Saib.
This is what we were talking about with when we saw the Team 4 versus Team 9 fight earlier on, where, yeah, you know, you get a lot of damage off, but even if you get kills there, it's not worth a whole lot. This is kind of what happens. They run into Team 12, who's not stacked necessarily, but they've got abilities that they want. They've got good stuff overall, and now you're just at a huge disadvantage, and Team 4 gets routed very quickly.
Yeah.
Teldo, the only one who survives momentarily, but he will go down. I mean, what is Teldo supposed to do against Ruski's sniper?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You got to hold that.
They could put so far behind by all that fighting. They're half health, no HP. I mean, Michael, they've all crafted their potions and stuff, but in terms of their firepower and their abilities, they're still a little lackluster, but at least they will have the health to fight this.
Michael in that front line doesn't have any armor potions, so pretty low in that regard, but does have a bit of a healing potion here as Adam needs it. Well, already too late. He gets knocked out, but Michael answers back pretty quickly with help from Motorius. Now a 2-on-3 as Michael tries to take to the high ground. He immediately gets forced off. Alternate is the king of this castle and will knock Michael down. Motorius right on the edge here as well. Alternate one headshot knocks Michael. Another shot onto Motorius will find him. Team 6, the third place team, able to claim this little bounty.
But a lot of damage done there. I think only 3 of them survived that. They are our third place team, so they're definitely still in the running here. The only team with all 4 members in the top 3 is Cookie Man, Insom, and Ruski and Sony. They're Team 12 purple, close to dead center of this circle. Looking like they've got a good shot to take a victory here and maybe cut a little bit out from this lead. But like we said, with just how far Kefri and the gang are above everyone else, it's going to take losses for them. You can't just get 1 or 2. You have to put them out of the game early.
Try and figure out where they've been dropping over the last few rounds, see if you can get in and disrupt the momentum, because
they're already sitting on 4, right?
Yeah.
They die right now. They get the plus 14. They're 8 points from their frags. It's taking them down to a manageable plus 8, right? It's not enough to close that gap.
No, not even close. You really need to do that consistently. I mean, even one more semi-decent round from Team 2 should lock up number 1 overall. I mean, even with Cookie Man and Mad Ruski sitting at a very impressive -56, they came into this round 62 points behind. That is a lot.
It's crazy
to try and make up for sure, but possible no matter what. As Kefri and the boys still doing work, apparently. They get a couple kills, though Kefri does seem to go down off screen, so
and
already a work in progress.
And then there were 2. Low one does kill Bonker with a Frost Plasma launch. You can see that fight happening somewhere in the Badlands. Overpower takes down Diggy Dog as well. Those are the important kills on the map right now with a legendary slug rifle as well. So even though there's only 2 of them left, with a weapon like that, who needs friends?
Exactly. You got all the friends you need. There's a say hello to my little friends in line there somewhere. I don't know. We'll
keep looking for it.
We'll get there eventually.
We got plenty of time left in this game.
Team 12, your second place team right now, still 4 strong. Only 3 elims for them, but might have cursed him a little bit. Sony goes down quickly in Strawberry Fields.
Wow.
Sends Sony to the Strawberry Fields. And
oh no, I'll just take this purple slug rifle from you.
You don't
I'm gonna miss you so much.
I'm gonna be so sad using your weapon to slaughter all of my enemies. I'll remember you fondly as I'm using it. Legendary ice block.
Cookie Man's down. Imsom's in a bad spot here. Venerated with the fire longbow. Plugs him once something and sends him flying right back down the hill he came. Ruski, I think the only one left alive here. This is really big. This is the second place team going down relatively early. Ruski will fall. And the last hit is going to someone. Just a matter of who.
Chicken sandwich right now. Finally, Luffy able to get that one. So not Team 18. That goes over to Team 15. Already a pretty decent start to this game. 4 elims for Team 18, and they have the high ground with some pretty good farm in there available right now.
We should get an update here soon on Cookie Man and Rooski's kills. That's the big determining factor for them staying above alternate and their team. Wow, they got nothing. They had no kills. I don't believe it.
I don't know. Oh, do they really? Yeah, you're right.
13th place and no kills. So that's big for alternate and his team. If they can just stay alive, they're licking their wounds. I believe they only have 3 left alive. That's team 6. The lime green squad rotating in from about 7 o'clock on the circle right now. They're in the running here, looking like they want to put themselves up from 3rd place into 2nd. How big was that lead between them two? How much did they have to climb? Not much.
Not much.
16 points.
Very doable here.
8 kills
for alternate and the boys. And they're going to have to go through some tough competition to make it happen, though.
I love the bow. It's quiet.
Yep.
No one knows where the hell these arrows are coming from. It's good stuff.
Also has that legendary blast shot, or excuse me, epic blast shot. Good rare flare as well. This is good, and you're in a really good spot here if you're Venerated, despite only having another teammate up alongside you. Good angles, and Venerated's going to back it up, though it doesn't look like to run, more so to try and get an even better angle on this fight.
Great abilities here for alternate. The epic charge.
9 elims already.
Legendary, 9 already, so they've jumped into 2nd place. As long as they can continue to place a little bit higher, the plus 12 if they would die right now would offset that a little bit. So 16-point swing, that's what we've got in mind here. That's the number that they're shooting for. Alternate Mikey and G-Dolphin, they lost Boone. But so far, so good.
Alternate's looking pretty kidded, isn't he? I mean,
yeah.
Epic charge and heroic leap and a legendary healing potion. Would prefer the shielding, but the legendary healing potion, lower cooldown.
It's relevant, for sure.
It certainly helps you out in those really quick sort of battles, which seem to be pretty common here in the squads.
You break line of sight for just a second. He's got warrior passive plus the healing potion plus the epic chest plate as well. That's all a bunch of HPS that is going to swing. It's going to make the difference of a shot or so in these fights. And if he can get this killing blow as well that he didn't even do the work for, I mean, God bless.
That's exactly what he's looking to do.
They are so fast.
Yeah, Venerated on the horse.
Well, he got it.
Kind of, but alternate does eventually get that kill. The other thing is, like, the ability usage, or prioritization, I should say, should theoretically be different between duos and squads, right? Like for a legendary healing potion in duos, you're only healing yourself and 1 other teammate. But in squads, you can heal yourself and 3 other teammates. So you're getting more effective HP out of each healing potion.
It's closer. I would still say shielding potion in most scenarios will be better. But because armor is harder to come by nowadays, you're more likely to have to be surviving off of health. Puts healing potion a little bit closer to shield potion, but I think in most scenarios, the way most teams play, shielding will be most useful.
Regardless, it's the same idea with the shielding potion, too. I mean, you're still shielding an extra 2 members of your team instead of only shielding 1 extra. So
yeah, by that logic, it gets proportionately more strong in squads as well. If you're all grouped up enough to receive it, that's another big thing.
That's true. Sometimes you need to be a little bit more
this
spread
is
out.
Awkward.
Cuss knocks on the door and gets hit in the face by the doorknob, basically. Team 1 hold up, but they only have 40 seconds.
They're on the slowest side of the circle possible. The fog is coming, but on this side of the circle where they're fighting, it's only going to move a total of about 6 inches over the minute.
Oh, Z1 Unknown can't get up quite enough. Got to get those legs pumping to get up the hill, and now he'll summon the horse to do the heavy work for him. He does have 10 armor potions here, Nick. So
holy crap.
Plenty of healing available alongside that legendary smoke
kills.
screen.
They've just been looting, forging a couple things here or there. They've got good firepower. I mean, straight up, 2 legendary burst rifles. Cuss could use some help.
Cuss,
he's sitting on the white weapons.
In a bit of trouble on the weapon department.
He's frontlining with those legendary abilities, though. That's big
right
for him. Legendary fireball and legendary ice block, it looks like.
Lets him take quite a bit of damage in this spot when necessary. Alexi tried to come in and play spoiler to this party, but got shown the door pretty quickly. Kliku gets close enough to finally get that finishing blow, but Team 15, they might be the beneficiaries of this skirmish because they've got a good angle on top of this hill, but they're playing pretty slow here, Nick. They don't seem to want to push it.
Definitely not. A couple members of Team 15 sitting in harm's way for sure. It looks like it will be Team 2 squaring off against Team 7. Remember, this is a 3-man team right now. One of them just got popped. Overpowered goes down as well.
They're dead.
And that's a +9 to whatever their kill total was as well. Not a great finish for them. Now Alternate and the boys have some serious elbow room to make a dent in this lead.
Have the opportunity potentially. 4 elims
Greg grabs
for
another.
Team 2. So they get a +1 on the round.
Alternate gets Winston. The rest of NA Paladins rotating over the hill, but Mikey plugs eye drop, bodies something awful as he pokes his head out. Puts him down into the chicken. This kill, oh my God, he got it with the legendary slug rifle. I don't know where the hell that angle was.
Yeah,
he was all the way over there. But the legendary slug, one-tapping chickens is so valuable, and especially with the legendary weapons, the slug is the only non-class weapon that can do it. So it's awesome for them that they have it.
So big, especially with the quicker move speed for the chickens now, with the shorter duration until res. I mean, you need to be able to capitalize as soon as you chicken someone, and certainly happened there for Alternate. Is now Team 13 sitting up on the hill. They'll get the loot from their dead teammate. Is Zap just hiding right now from Team 7.
Only 3 kills. This was the team, the Smite Boys, that ended up taking down Team 2 in their weakened state. Now they'll look to poach. This is the majority of the lobby right here around these couple of rocks. Zap takes down Switch with a gold revolver. Cloud just wants to get aggressive. No, this player has to move. Doesn't want to let the fog do its job for him. He's going to go ahead, hops in, takes a lot of damage, but ultimately gets what he came for.
Zap did a good job there, but not quite good enough. Is
Did he
Cloud?
goof?
I think he might have goofed here.
Well,
126. No, he'll be able to get in, but he won't be particularly healthy. 2 armor potions, not going to be enough to fill up this bar.
Wants the kill more than anything. I think it's worth it all in all. Maybe took a little bit more damage than he planned for, but that's just the way it goes. The 2 points with not that many players left on the board, in addition to just taking someone out of the game and guaranteeing you move your team 1 placement point higher, is a good thing. Alternate rotates around, puts
Cuss.
1 into Cuss. Cuss gets 2, and the 1 shot on the chicken. Now up over the top. Gliku's going to do what he can. He gets top, but again, the 1 tap of the chickens. Alternate is in such a powerful spot right now with 9 eliminations. Will he go for the healing potion? Aggro, looks like he might be sticking it. There's a purple shielding potion right there.
Wow.
Oh, he just wanted to pop it for a teammate.
Smart. Use the cooldown while you have
300 IQ.
And then able to make that play happen as Team 7 is bearing down. Legendary Burst as well. Alternate has got the dream weapon loadout right now for a warrior, but he's got some stuff to worry about because down the hill, Alexi's able to knock down Dolphin, and that'll force Alternate into a weird spot because he's all out of armor.
Running.
And he's got no armor potions.
Headed for the hills. This is okay. They're in a decent spot here just because of this legendary slug. They literally just have to hope that these 2 full teams fight. He sits up on this hill, plugs away at anyone that gets knocked down, and just vultures kills for days. He's already at 9. I want at least 11 out of him.
He's got plenty of help from his teammates as well. They're at 14 elims in total, so they will be jumping into 2nd place at this point. And you're right, Nick. Look at this. They're just letting Team 7 bear down on Team 1.
I think you go at this if you're them. You just do the math, figure out what's the situation left. There's a team of X and a team of Y. We just saw 3 of them there. We are 2, so we know the rest of them are 4 here. So now we have to just kind of get in a position when these guys start fighting, and Team 7 should win this just based on positioning alone. Alternate and his boy don't look like they're wanting to get aggressive, though. They don't want to take any risks.
They have a good angle into the circle at this point as the fog starts closing in. Alexi, the first victim. Team 7,
that's a
easy cleanup, slaps up Team 1, and
now you're just dead. Though. That's why I like the play to get aggressive there.
Sure.
And see, it's hard for me to differentiate what I know versus what they know because I know everything with the spectator client. Alternate just gets 2-tapped over the top rope there. The legendary slug, it give it and it take it away. Mikey's going to do his best here, but it's looking pretty grim out there in the fog.
Indeed it is. Team 7 get a Crown Royale. Congratulations to young homie, Clow, and the boys, but they're still looking up at the rest of the lobby, it feels like. I mean, they were in a pretty decent spot. I believe they were top 8 coming into this round, or very close to it, so they'll put themselves deeper into the money pool, but you're really looking at Kefri and the boys still sitting very far ahead. 9 elim first place, though. -17 is a great score.
14 elims for alternate. That's the big one, though. They should jump into second place for that because you're looking at the plus, I believe, 13 or so. That was given out to our second place team, Sony. We'll go to the overall standings now and get a look at how everything's shaken out. As we head towards the last couple of rounds, alternate moves themselves up. And there is a chance. 59 behind first, 2 rounds to play. Definite possibility.
So you're saying there's a chance for SK alternate and the boys, and you're right. I mean, 59 seems like a lot, but we saw negative 39s in a round for Kefri and his team, so certainly possible. You saw Clow, the winner of that last game and the last round. They jump up to 7th place, so they are now in the money here at the 10K Invitational, but they've got a lot of work to do if they want to get into the big money, the top 3.
At the end of the day, as long as Kefri and his guys don't go down early with low eliminations, they won't win the game, or they won't lose the game, right? They just need to make it into those top 10s, and they will be fine. Their lead is so big at this point. This is where things get hairy, right? This is the big rotation, though. I mean, low one comes through after one and then makes this easy. With a good barricade down there, I mean, Fade could have turned that one around, but low one just makes the biggest rotation.
These guys have just been dominant all day long in Kefri and low one in that team, but SK alternate in his squad, very opportunistic. And you called it. I mean, this team did struggle in the early rounds a little bit, but have since really turned it around and had really, really good performances.
And the biggest moment of that last game was that last replay. We see Team 12, the second place team, get pinched and ultimately go down with nothing. 0 kills and the 13th place finish. You hate to see it for him, but alternate ultimately gets 9 kills, which might be damn near the highest for a single player in a single game there. The legendary slug rifle, one of, without a doubt, the strongest weapons in the game, just for its ability to one-tap chickens.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I don't know if people really like
the
slug rifle right now.
We'll pull the stats.
Haven't really seen it.
I'll confirm it for you.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. If you want stats at home, esports.realmroyale.com is the place to go. If you want to see the scoreboard, all that up-to-date information, that's the place to do it. If you want to hang out with us, you can't go there. You can go to a different website and get your DreamHack Atlanta tickets. Get those right away, November 16th through the 18th. You get to hang out with all of us, all the people that you've seen on these Realm broadcasts, some of your favorite players as well, from Smite, from Paladins, everyone who's going to coming to DreamHack Atlanta. That's the other thing that's cool, too. I mean, it's not just going to be us this time. There's other games going to be there as well.
You know, they sell out pretty quick, or at least they did when we were at the Cobb Energy Center. We needed a little bit more elbow room for HRX this year, so hopefully you guys get your hands on a ticket before they're all gone. Grab your after-party tickets as well. It's definitely the place to be after DreamHack concludes on the final day.
If you are coming to DreamHack Atlanta and you don't go to the after-party, you have made a life mistake.
You're goofing.
Like, you will look back and say, I messed up in this opportunity. And there are not that many chances for you to know that you're messing up in advance. I am telling you, don't make that mistake. Come to the after party. Also, come to DreamHack Atlanta. It's going to be a lot of fun. Getting close to the end here, I mean, we've already talked at length about it. Kefri and the guys, they are way, way ahead.
Right.
But I think that 2-3 matchup is very, very interesting
because
Alternate and his team have the potential to even make a game out of first place if they continue to look really good.
Right. It's all, at this point, it's about Kefri and the guys go down early or not. That's really the only thing. If what happened to Team 12 happens to Kefri's team, then we've got a conversation for first. But ultimately, we had a 16-point difference between third and second, 0 points for Team 12, and 26 for Alternate's Team 6 squad. I mean, that's incredible. That's such a big swing for them, but that should only, separate them about roughly a good game. That's about it.
Yeah, -10. I mean, we saw it was actually Kefri's team. They finished 8th overall, but get -7 on that game. So you can really make up 10 in the blink of an eye, basically. Hopefully, we will be back in the blink of an eye. Round 7 coming at you pretty shortly here. We'll be right back. Round 7 about to start now. 7 out of 8. Means we're nearing the finish line here. Aggro and High Res, Pretty Hair, or that's Skillshot Pretty Hair now, right? Or is it?
I suppose.
Evil Mojo Pretty Hair? Is it Titan for? Well, what's the deal? Heroic Leap Pretty Hair?
Where do my allegiances align?
There should be a bidding war.
That's
for
the
all
question.
Of us,
I'm gonna do a LeBron-esque ESPN.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Special.
That would be really good, actually.
About where I will take my talents to.
I just heard in our ear that you are contractually required to take your talents to Skillshot.
Well, there you have it, folks.
Big announcement here. Skillshot, Pretty Hair. It's got a nice ring to it. I will say that. We talked about it a little bit ago.
SS pretty hair because that's like Nazi, right?
No,
That's a Nazi
yeah,
tag.
we're not doing that. That's for sure. I was gonna go with a ship. You know, like.
Those are not fine people, contrary.
No, they are not. That's not what we want. That's for sure. I will say that you know, like you could go for the ship sort of idea though. You know, like
the SS pretty hard.
Yeah. I don't think any pirates go on any SS ships, but I mean, it's like the SS Montana or something like that. You get on, become a captain.
Back in my Sea of Thieves days, I got really used to saying pretty hard. So
it's a good look for sure. I can get behind that. Team 3 probably not getting behind their positioning right now because they're kind of locked in here. And they've got some trouble here at Trinity Hills, but they're going to push forward potentially as Team 11 is starting to group up, and that means that there's less of a surrounding area that they're covering, so they don't realize as good of a positioning as they had, I don't think.
Trouble in Trinity Hills. Sounds like a good like expansion set for like a whodunit card game.
That would be good. Trouble in Trinity Hills. That's maybe a little werewolf expansion.
There you go.
There, you know what I mean?
I think this is the first fight we've actually got to see in Trinity as well. Synergy pulls the purple burst rifle early on. He'll be looking to, I think, get in the best position here to go to work. Everyone else kind of try and frontline for him, get a good barricade down as well. White slug in play. No one super aggressive out of the gate. Pulls a green withdraw and a white slug.
We take those for sure. We definitely take green withdraw in this spot as Synergy loses a good portion of his armor. Very unlikely that he has armor potions left to regen those at this point. These early poke battles, now that you start with 600 armor, it's a little bit harder to get one shot. You won't get insta killed quite as often in the early game, but
yeah,
it's a lot more of these drawn out sort of extended engagement as Synergy, even with that epic burst, has to back it up, was in a tough spot.
Team 3 are taking the risk of spreading out, but looking to reap its rewards by having so many angles to work with. FPS Reps takes down Mopork, but is unable to capitalize on the killing blow just yet. Mopork got about 15 seconds, probably 12 now, before he actually gets up. FPS is looking for this angle. If he can just scare off 6, then maybe he can finish it. No, Mopork gets back up.
Mopork immediately
right back down.
Back down. He missed that. He longed for that chicken form once again, and Team 3 happily obliges him. He's one shot from death at this point, but Reps and Grego looking to knock down the more human companions of Mopork, who does eventually fall. Synergy has been knocked down, and look at this, another team coming in to play spoiler. Team 13, now the meat of this sandwich.
Heavenly, he's going to get taken down here pretty soon. He's right on the edge there. Killing blow probably soon to follow. Synergy, Book of Ken, and 6. Just hiding out in this building. Legendary dodge roll, that'll play.
Yes, sir. We take those for sure. Legendary dodge roll. The only thing I'd want more is legendary withdraw if you're out of that chest, or a bow, I suppose. Maybe a legendary slug, maybe a sandwich of some sort if I'm feeling hungry. There's probably a lot of
they are
options.
the meat of the sandwich, right?
They sure are. Don't forget it.
Stealth Mount Tech trying to get it off there, but just has to settle for the old legs to get him out of there. And now he's wiggling his way and actually makes it around that line of sight break.
Reps still up, as is his teammate Bird. Well,
wow.
Never mind.
On demand, brother.
Yeah, seriously. You ask, I deliver. Bird immediately knocked down and soon to be knocked out as Kevin Flash has a good angle around this right side. Peaks are good. Reps try to barrel stuff him here with the slug. Switches over to the heirloom and gets it done with some help from his teammates, but can't quite get the finishing blow. Reps will get cracked there by Ralliator, but here comes Grego. Great angle on top of this hill. Kills one, chickens another, and should be able to get into that building and finish off 2, but instead heads over and gets some healing for himself.
My boy got in his rhythm with that heirloom rifle. He was choking with the slug rifle. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Swaps to the heirloom and pegs every single shot. Bird. Somebody found the angle. He's going to look to get up through that window. He's just trying to get back to his teammates at this point, but it's been such a struggle for Team 3. And again, same conversation. Even if they make it out of this, they're going to be so far behind on loot because they've had no time to craft or forge or do any of that stuff.
Heavenly does have a bit more health remaining than
How many times can Bird get back up? All right, he's got one more life left.
He's already been chickened twice, so one more chicken, and then he's toast. Don't know how that
The natural progression.
egg to bread combo really works, but I don't know.
He's eggs on toast.
I guess it does.
Ooh.
That's a popular thing, right? Eggs on toast?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I don't really like eggs. I wish I did.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how you have a good breakfast without eggs. Don't
Waffles.
say cereal.
Waffles, obviously superior to pancakes, and I won't hear an argument about it. Plays, not make it anymore because he got knocked down, as did Michael and Motorius. Where is... Oh, the Team 9 is already...
Have you ever tried to make
routed.
pancakes on your George Foreman?
I have not. You think that's a strat?
I don't know.
I think it would make lines. I think it'd be kind of weird.
Maybe like a...
Plus, it's
like a pancake waffle hybrid at that
There's
point.
no way because it's slanted, right? So that all the juice,
Prop
all
it
the
up,
bad
dude.
stuff.
Put a napkin under there. Be
No, that's
resourceful.
not how it works. The whole thing is slanted. I don't think it would work right. I don't know.
Tilt the grill for science, aggro.
All right. We'll give it a shot after this. We'll make some pancakes, but Baggins trying not to be as flat here as he goes up and above his barricade. And
That was actually so good up until that point.
yeah, jumping over your barricade to expose yourself, probably not his best play. Optimal, probably not the word I'd use.
Such a good firebomb. Such a good barricade, though. The gold slug
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
looking to one tap. And this is it's important to follow along with this because whoever kills this guy is getting a big old power spike in the way of this golden slug. And the green burst, hell, at this stage of the game, is definitely a useful weapon. Much perhaps realizing that no one man should have all that power. Just takes it.
Runs away with it. He'll jump off the edge and take it for, make sure that no one gets their hands on it.
Yeah.
Make sure that, man, maybe that's the strat too. I've just been here thinking about disenchanting the whole time.
You have this like arsenal of just scumbag strats that all revolve around you losing games of Realm Royale.
I dare you to try and kill me and get my loot. I know I'm not going to win the real way, so instead I focus on making sure that you have less fun. That's the way I like to play, apparently. Mad Ruski here has an interesting angle, pretty healthy, but fighting uphill in this spot. Sensor drone not going to be as good as Flare. We've already discussed the differences there, so he will back it up towards his team. Now, Team 12, this is the 3rd place team right now. Still have lost Cookie Man.
Yeah.
He's been a big part of their success.
Everyone else, I believe. Oh, I think I see Team 6 and Team 2 fighting. Yeah. We got to go over here. We got to watch this. This is number 1 and number 2. Mikey is down. It looked like at least Overpower was down as well. Alternate just diving away. He can't break the line of sight fast enough. That's 3 down for Team 6.
Up to Dolphin now to make the play if he wants to try and get at least some of these
2
kills.
down for Team 2.
And already, Low One is on respawn. He's dead until the next round. So Cybate gets up. It's pretty soon. Overpowered has already gotten up. In Team 6, they still have those are all chickens for them here. So might be able to get out themselves as well.
I think they made it away from this with 3 as well. And that's both of these teams. That's their only kills so far. Is the ones that they've traded out with each other. Perhaps, I mean, once you see it in the kill feed, you know who it is.
Right.
They're going to recognize that. They're going to now make a decision. All right, this is X, Y, and Z players. Do we even continue to fight this man? I don't know if this is worth it for us.
It might just be better to reset, take a better fight, and maybe just try and get a better placing more so than... I mean, it's not just
It's funny because both of their best chances at climbing or staying ahead in the case of Kefri's team is to kill each other. But even knowing that, neither of them were willing to take the risk because both of them are giving that much respect to one another.
Well, I don't think if I'm Kefri's team, I'm ever taking that fight, right? Because you don't need to do anything. You're just on you're on chill mode to try and win this game. But I don't know. I mean, if I'm on alternate squad,
that tells me that they're cool. They're cool with second.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They were losing that fight, so they start to back it up. But then, if they don't want to re-engage after that, that's what really tells me that they're okay in the second place spot.
They would. I mean, I would. Frankly, I'm the type of person that would. I would rather stay in second than put it all on black to try and get first.
Sure. That's just kind of a person decision, and that's where these squad games can be tough, right? Because historically, in these Realm Royale tournaments, you either only had to worry about yourself in the solos or one other teammate in the duos, and it's very easy to get your communication right between those two. But to make a consistent call that all 4 members will understand, register, and immediately follow. Do you have one person making that call? Do you have the whole team who has to try and make a decision, but then it'll be lagging behind? It's a hard spot to be in these squad games.
Yeah, it definitely is. You have to designate a shot caller, I think, for sure, because you have to make those split-second decisions. You have to be able to recognize whether we are or aren't taking this fight, especially when you look at how spread out some of these teams can get. Everyone has to be on the same page and following calls, whether it's to engage or to disengage.
Both Team 2 and Team 6 seem to be on point with their shot calls. No surprise, knowing that they are Team 1 and Team 2 overall, respectively. Right now is Runa trying to throw some potions in and does connect one through the window onto Madruski. That team sitting in 3rd place, certainly within striking distance of 2nd overall.
Splash damage from the potion launcher only hits for about 400. The one thing I will admit that I don't really know is, does the fire dot scale? Because it does, if you, like, for instance, on a fire longbow, if you don't draw it all the way, you'll do 80% of your arrow and 80% of that dot. I don't know if it works the way with the splash damage in the potion launcher as well, because a fire potion launcher, when you can just splash it on anyone and still get that full 100, I mean, that's pretty juicy.
That'd be really nice. Certainly, I mean, you're looking...
I've literally only ever played 1 game of Engineer for a daily quest, and I won that game.
Ooh, look at this. Was that a legendary barricade that just came out of the drop? This is one of the new changes as well, that these Zeppelin drops are worth quite a bit more now. It's not just dropping one regular non-class weapon. It can drop just about anything for you. So
yeah.
It's guaranteed to be legendary. So you can get a ton of really good loot very quickly. And certainly that squad, that engineer, very happy to get that legendary barricade.
So when he charges across that legendary firebomb, and it's still doing, 400-500 damage. It's a lot, even for taking just 1 tick. Bird, the lone foul. He will fall to the 4. Smite Boys, Cloud, JJD, pretty petty boss, and homing. But that's their first kill.
First elim. This is the team that just took the last Crown Royale, so know they're capable of making some plays. They are in 7th place coming into this, so everyone in the top 8 still alive right now, so plenty of shifting still possible if you're trying to get into that money spot.
Jeffrey gets tagged up with a snipe. He is extremely low, and again, that looks like team... Oh, it's not 6. It's 19 now that has the angle on them. Cybe8 wants the fight, though, and now he's kind of marooned on a tree by himself.
Yeah, I don't know about this decision to stay put. Probably didn't have the option.
He is the warrior, though, so he can kind of just bounce.
Yeah.
And now is the time, if you've got it, I mean...
Stick the heel at this point and just try and hope, because look at this, Overpowered is coming around the back, but Team 7 is shooting uphill to try and knock him down. Overpowered is truly alone, but not really getting pushed. Kefri is taking the high ground. Everyone, just absolute chaos around this hill.
Buddha's out.
Later, my dudes. Have fun with all of this. And on top of that, the circle is closing in here as well.
And on top of that, Alternate and his squad are bearing down upon all of this. Kefri will fall. It looks like Cybe8, despite the awkward rotation, is the only one that's going to make it out of this. Overpowered is fighting for his life, but he's doing so against insane odds that And JJD doesn't push that?
Did he see him? I don't know that
Yes, he saw him.
I mean, I guess. He decides not to push it, though.
I think it's because his team's going down around him, and he maybe wants to be there for them, but my goodness. Overpowered, blessed the fact that he's alive right now.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, it seems so insane to not let him go in that spot that the only explanation is that he didn't see him right in front of him. You know what I mean? That seems to make more sense than letting him go in that spot, as Mikey able to get all the way down, but immediately takes a big shot. Less than 200 HP left for Team 6's Hunter, but gets in and has plenty of health potions.
Yeah.
No armor, though.
Unfortunately, Alternate going down there. He's got 3 kills, though, so they're working with, it looks like, Jesus, 13 at this point.
Woo!
Incredible stuff. They're continuing to frag out. Kefri and his team managed to make it out of there, and now the walls begin to collapse. Where is G-Dolphin? Can he just survive this engagement? That's the biggest question, and he is. He does get on his mount. He's heading for the hills. I don't know how much longer he's got. He's in it to win it. Barely gets the ghost walk off as well. If he can just get behind a hay bale or something.
Man, absolute chaos here at the farms of Trinity Hills, but looks like,
The
man,
Frostbow, man.
this is going to be tough for Dolphin to get out of,
Yeah.
indeed. Stuck between a rock, a hard place, a meteor, and a truck all coming at him at the same time. It felt like every direction he was in trouble.
Outplayed. Put
Straight
him
into the
fog.
storm, overpowered, got out
He's still alive, dude. Come on.
somehow, man.
JJD, how did you not end that life back when you had the chance?
Homie, no, it's JJD, in fact, who actually ends up going down. Cuss takes to the sky in order to get a better angle on this fight. Legendary Slug
Kidding.
and a Legendary Fireball. This is everything you ever wanted as a
I
mage.
love how he fireballs that treasure chest just to make sure no one's hiding behind it.
Low cooldown for the Legendary May as well. Would have been a good hiding spot for sure. As lots of teams looking for hiding spots, just 22 remaining now. As a circle getting pretty tight around this area.
Overpowered is still alive. How many times has he rotated around this barn through the fog? But it's paying off for him. People are dying. Placements are shifting, and again, he will look to make the rotation around. I don't know if he's going to make it out this time, though.
No, JJD knocked out. Cuss does finally knock out Overpowered, and Team 13 looking pretty healthy in this spot, but they do have to worry about Team 18 just to their northeast. Win between them and the circle. Fog coming in quickly, and Z1 Unknown just picked up an armor potion from his teammate.
Team 12. I'd love to switch over to them just to get a feel for where they're at. They need frags to stay ahead of alternate squad, and they don't have them.
No.
Ruski's the only one left alive. Alternate and his squad, they come out of that, I think, with around 12 or 13. Incredible round from them. It's not going to really take a big dent out of first place lead over them, but it will push them further out in front of third and further secure their second place.
6 kills for Venerated right now, and he's looking for even more. This Frostbow has been putting in work right now for him. Another big shot onto Cuss, and he'll let Chappie go in and do the dirty work for him. Z1 Unknown falls to Mad Root. No, okay, I thought Mad Ruski does.
He does?
Get that kill with the Death
From
Fog.
Where?
I don't know. So
What?
Ruski,
That can't be right.
There's got to be something there, because that seemed pretty crazy. But either way, it's Team 18, excuse me.
Did he tag that with an heirloom rifle from this far?
No, he had to have been hiding. Unless he poked his head out a window.
I mean, it's a hit scan weapon. It's not super effective from distance, but all you need is the last hit. As long as you are the most recent person to damage someone within 3 seconds or so of the fog killing them, you get the killing blow.
Have to wait. And
Maybe
see
a
if that's
replay
exactly what
can
happened.
reveal
Yeah.
to us what happened there.
Ruski,
At first, I thought, I mean, he has, look at that angle. I mean, he's got it. If he poked his head out, I don't know if he did or not, but he has that angle.
he's the lone survivor now of Team 12 and trying to hold on. It's Team 18 looks to be one of the teams to beat right here, but they don't have a building with their name on it. Instead, they are the ones out in the open. Already 11 elims for them as Matt Ruski is right here. They heard him. Ruski on the run now, gets into the tiny little corridor. Nice ice block there, right as the sniper shot came out. An immediate cancel afterwards for Bixel.
Oh, God.
Runa, the one to take him out. And I don't know that Venerated knows. Now he does. Is somehow snapshots Alexi there in that little corridor of the window. And Chappie as well, holding his ground out here outside of these buildings.
This is cool. They all have class weapons. First Stone Spear of the day for Bixley the Mage. The Mage of Legend. He's got his legendary Fireball as well. That is so much burst damage, it's not even funny. I think it's like 16-20 if you hit it all or somewhere in that ballpark. It is crazy.
Seems good. That seems pretty good to me. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but that's
Again, we'll pull stats. We'll make it happen.
Exactly. We'll see what happens there. Timmy and the rest of Team 18. High elim count for them, and look, they're pretty stacked on armor as well. As Winston, the first victim here towards this final circle. Look at how tight the circle is. Everyone's going to start to have to pack it in pretty soon. Is Team 1 starting to battle it out with 18.
I don't know if anyone's going to willingly give up their building, but the next circle will force basically everyone out. So this is interesting. And now look at this. The prox mine damage is slowly chipping away and sieging up. They're going to push in there, drop a good firebomb as well. This siege is going so well.
Van jumps right into the fog and immediately punished for it. He goes down into that chicken form. Prince Danny still up, trying to keep his team alive. Does have that legendary slug as a Flux goes down very quickly. Good shots onto Prince Danny as we're down to the final 7. 16 down to their final 1 left standing. It's Anonymous, and he's on the very slimmest of HPs, below 40, but he's still able to get 1 kill, and then Timmy rips it from him. Good headshot there, but no way for him to get out. The Crown Royale goes the other way.
I mean, between the Firebomb and the Proxmine usage, Proxmine, not the most popular ability, Hunter, not the most popular class, but that was hands down the most effective siege of that building I have ever seen.
Quick, I mean, just Proxmine after Proxmine, just toss it in there.
Proxmine, flush them all left. Then the engineer comes up, drops the Firebomb, push it, and like they didn't know what to do with themselves there.
No way to really survive that option without a big shielding potion, and even then, it's not going to keep you up and healthy. Negative 35 for Chappie and the boys in this round.
They had 11 kills going into that fight, so they picked up 7 there at the end. Incredible finish for C9 Chappie and his squad. What a way to go out there of the round 7 post-game. We've got 1 round left to play. Let's head to the overall standings and see where everyone is starting to shake out. It's about 40 separating second from first and 40 separating second from third as well.
Now there is opportunities there. Alternate and Kefri's teams are both just on the biggest of chill modes in this game.
Now look at Chappie.
Do not die, but now Chappie's up there within striking distance of second.
Yeah.
If they can knock out Alternate right away, they need to wipe them, though, pretty early on. But if they can find them, get that kill, and then go on to have another 20 elim game, I don't know. I mean, second place isn't guaranteed yet.
Yeah, and they're going to be really, really close to third at a bare minimum here.
Yeah.
A lot of teams still in the running in the final round.
Getting close to the end here of today's 10K Squad Invitational. We're going to go to a quick break as we get ready for the culmination here on Wednesday. The final round, 10K on the line. First place, seems like they're in a pretty good spot. Kefri and his team look likely to take home the bulk of today's 10K in prizing, but it's not done yet. Alternate still within striking distance as well. Round 8 of 8 ready to get underway. C9 Chappie's team, another one to really watch out for here, Nick.
And, you know, unless Alternate goes, because every single time Kefri and his squad have gone to the Badlands, so unless they get hunted down, and it hasn't happened in the 7 rounds prior, so it's going to be tough. No one looks like they are anywhere even close to contesting this as well. Goblin Gulch, Guntown, and the Outposts.
Look at that.
All for low 1 Cybait, Overpowered, and Kefri. So
they landed there earlier, too.
They've landed here all day, and
yeah.
slowly they just keep beating teams and beating teams. So eventually no one comes here. They get all this loot. Looting in the early game is so important. We've seen how it's been very damaging to teams that take these very long, drawn-out fights in favor of just looting and going somewhere safe.
Now, getting those early kills can also be really big, but it's not as much so as it used to be, because there used to be that shard bonus for whenever you got kills in the early game, or at any point you get 50 shards. Not in the game anymore, so you are kind of at a disadvantage for getting into these big skirmishes unless you come out with a lot of kills, because that's exactly what Team 8 is trying to do here. Diggy Dog, Koa, Bread, and Bonkar, who are off to a great start in this tournament, Nick, but ended up, you know,
have not really done well since.
No, round 1 was phenomenal. The next few, not quite as much, but that's Alternate, and he already got dinged for a headshot. Team 6 have already lost G-Dolphin, and now they're trying to set up shop and stay safe. This is exactly what they need to avoid if they want to hold on to second.
What a catastrophe. How does this happen? I don't know that they've dropped here. I don't know that they've dropped anywhere really consistently, to be honest. I've seen them in different places every single time. I've seen them over in Northport. I've not seen them this far south in a minute. My goodness gracious, that's going to cost them dearly.
Maybe not, though. Still standing. 3 members still up. And if they want to try and usurp Kefri and his team from first place, getting these early kills in a populated area is the way to do it.
Are we going out or are we going in? That's my question. Mikey, why are you still in this building? Boone, Alternate, are you guys getting angles? Are we trying to get him out of here? Like, what's the situation?
It doesn't seem to be a concise call, necessarily, from Alternate and the boys, but I mean, you called it last round. If I'm this team, I'm definitely making the concise call to get the hell out of Dodge, and just hold on to that second place. And that does seem to be the call. They leave a health potion for Mikey, but he gets caught here. No, okay, I was about to say, I couldn't believe he got out of that one.
I couldn't either.
Successfully. Does make it around the corner, but Bone and Alternate have just got a turn tail.
They will lose Mikey as well. Alternate's getting tagged up as well. He's pinned on a statue. Alternate is down second place. One member surviving, but that's all they need. If they can just ride their lead, if Boone can just get them the placement they need to succeed, they can still hold on to second.
Now Team 16 right on his heels, and I don't know that they saw him.
They're chasing him.
I don't know that they saw him. I think they were just trying to get positioning here, and maybe Team 8 has gotten their attention away, but I don't know. Maybe they are chasing him because Team 16 still hot.
Yeah,
on
I think you're right.
heels.
They're not really looking at him. You can see when the arrows on the players' indicators on the minimap are sort of just buzzing in all directions. That means they're just kind of scouting. They're radaring right now. They're just moving in a direction, but they're still trying to look around and gain as much information as they can.
Woo.
I think it's just a coincidence that they seem to be on the trail of Boone there from Team 6.
It's a pretty common pathing when you're trying to get into a late game spot is going to this northeast side of the map and going around the mountainside on the right side of Ice Haven. So no surprise that Bone is heading towards the northeast side of the map. Look at that, Team 2.
There's only like 5 teams in the circle.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
Everyone headed south for the winter.
Got to come north anyways. Got to migrate. These birds that they're riding, like
I love that
on right here. First of all, they look phenomenal. Secondly, they would not do well in winter. I feel pretty confident about that.
The dodo bird. Apparently the dodo bird wouldn't do well anywhere because it's extinct, and now it's only in video games.
Have to pay respects for the dodo bird. It's a sad day. Just sorry, I had to give a moment of silence there for the dodo bird. I miss them. I miss them dearly. Not that I.
When did the dodo bird go extinct?
It wasn't that long ago.
Right?
I think it was within
the 50s. Interesting.
Really? I thought it was more recently than that, but I get like it's the modern era, you know?
I'm just hoping we don't lose like tigers and like silverback gorillas and stuff like that.
Well, we did lose. We lost something, or we're very close to losing it, like one of those African savanna animals or something like that. Wow. Actually, we were way off. Not the modern era. The dodo bird extinct in 1662.
You know, there's this really cute like mini dolphin thing. It starts with a V. It's like a vaquero or something like that. And there's like 13 of them left. And it's like, I don't want to be the generation that puts that cute little bastard out, you know?
You'll know. How will you ever live with yourself, you know? Like, that's tough.
I don't know. I don't know why I feel any personal responsibility for it, but you know, I saw it on Reddit and I'm like, hey, we got to do something.
Someone help this thing. We need some sort of social change.
Start the movement.
I don't even know what they're called, and I'm all about it. If they're cute little dolphins.
Change.orgs.
Yeah.
Petitions.
Kickstarter.
There you go.
Sign it up, dude. Team 18 still awfully healthy here. This is Chappie's team that needs to get some elims in order to jump up to third, maybe even second place with Alternate losing everyone but one. That's certainly a possibility here for Team 18. So you see them holding the high ground, and it's less to see where other people are coming from so they can run away, and more so that they can try and get to any fight as soon as possible.
No kills for them, just surveying the land in front of them so far. Team 12 nearby. It's our third place team, and our fourth place team here getting pretty close to each other. Still nobody anywhere near first place as they're just literally making their way through the Badlands, looting absolutely everything. 3 forges to boot. You can only forge one thing, so one weapon, one piece of armor, one ability, one set of armor potions, one set of healing potions per forge. So they will have the luxury of having 3 available to them and come out of the Badlands fairly kitted.
They should be very kitted. I mean, it's not like they need the kills.
Looking just like a band of like Mad Max outrunners as they come out of the desert.
That's going to be them, and hopefully no one goes into their desert and fights them on their own home territory, because we've seen what can happen there if you fight the runners in the desert. But Team 1 has the high ground over Grego and the rest of Team 3, but Van can't really poke his head out that far because Bird is covering his teammate really nicely.
I mean, you can't really see them, but you got to imagine his teammates are somewhere near, and your angle up there on that watchtower is going to be pretty exposed. They're playing around this healing totem nicely, but it looks like it's only a common rarity, so it's not going to be doing too much sustain. And, for every little ounce of poke that they are able to heal up, Grego is also able to heal it up because he's rocking his own totem down there.
And the barricade, so he's able to give himself a nice form of defense, and the high ground actually turning into kind of a disadvantage now for Team 1. And Team 3 smells blood. They're going to start moving it up now. Good healing potion by the Warrior. Hate to Gray, but not going to save Runa. They are the first victim. Grego does eventually get chickened and knocked out. Gray, nice play there. Van trying to get the shots on. Good crouch, but not quite enough as Bird now the focus for Team 1. Hate to Gray gets into some cover and will stick a heal. He does have that legendary revolver in this spot. FPS reps is chicken, but Bird trying to protect him.
I think they should be able to just get in here pretty effective. Gets the killing blow, but doesn't focus on Bird here. That could come back to haunt him. Bird, his eyes are not on Hate Gray, though, so it's an easy couple of shots on a target that's not concerned with him, but a counter rotation in from somewhere else.
Whoa, who was that?
Ends up getting them both. Heavenly is from the same team.
Yeah.
I don't know where he was for the rest of that fight, though. Maybe he got chickened early and maybe just came back in?
Maybe. Well, he's lost a chicken. One has escaped from his view, but Heavenly, good cleanup there to keep Team 3 on the board. And in the kill department, 2 elims for him. Bird got one before his untimely demise, so at worst, they're getting -6 onto their score, well, depending on where they end up overall. Is Bone just
full commit.
Full commit.
But I don't know, you can see him through the window. Our cameraman found him.
Very easily.
Who's to say someone else wouldn't?
Walk by that window and get yourself a free headshot at this point. It's like a window service bar, but it's a kill that you get served if you get that point. But here are your Mad Max Roadrunners. I mean, these guys.
Skin game on point.
Yeah, looking good.
Except for
Sybe. That's fine.
Sybe 8.
Someone get this man a battle pass.
Drop some of that PPL money, baby. Come on.
You know you got it.
Show some love.
There is someone on top of this building here. Kevaflash.
He's got a throwing axe. Are they actually checking this? He's hiding behind a chest, so that's why they're not going to see him if they don't see him.
No, low one's got him.
He called it.
Yeah, that's easy for me, dude. Now the rest of Team 2 head on back. Say, hey, guys, there's a little bit of farm here for us. Another -2 if we play this right.
Great bomb.
Bomb is good. Good patience from Team 2. No rush. I mean, clinical.
Will Sybe take that X? I haven't seen him run with it or craft it, but this is literally just decides, does he run with it or not? And it looks like no.
18. This is C9 Chappie's team, the one that
fourth place.
Great last round, has an opportunity now to make a play. They could be running into Team 2, but Team 2 may have spotted them and put some distance between them. Not exactly sure what's going on there, but Bone got found.
Did they have any kills? I don't think they did. I think they were literally anyone on that team. So that's a +14 in its purest form. And now the lead between them and third place, I believe, is only about 40 points or so. So you have to look basically at the rest of these guys. They have to make up the difference. They've been, it's a war fought on 2 fronts, right? They've won 1 battle. Alternate and his team have died with nothing early enough on, right? It's not the +19, but a +14 will do just fine. Now, it's up to Chappie, it's up to Team 12, Cookie Man, and the boys to get the frags necessary to put themselves back in second place.
Z1 Unknown and Team 13 running into some danger here at the underpass, and Miles trying to push forward. He's absolutely toast here. No way. Nice fireball from an angle there. I believe that was Cuss who threads the needle and gets the kill onto Anonymous, though.
I don't think they get the frag.
Doesn't get the frag for it. Unfortunate.
We need
to
turn that up for sure. I mean, last person to damage him, I think gets the kill there. Right now, I don't know for sure, but I think it's working off of like Paladin's elimination logic, where it's like as long as you've tagged them in the last 3 to 5 seconds or whatever it is, you get the credit, and you'll see killed with Paladin's Royale Death Fog. But man, that one sucks. That's 2 points gone to the wayside for Cuss and the gang.
Yeah, but he's got the good feeling of at least I hit. He knows he hit that same fireball. That's at least it feels good in some capacity. Feels good for Kefri because what do you know?
Great shot.
Hits another 6 snipe. Kefri is just. It turns out he's really good at Realm Royale. Did you know that?
Really good with rifles with scopes on them.
Yeah, that's something he does. It's just something he brings to the team, you know?
Yeah, I suppose so. Saib does pick up the throwing axe when it's all said and done, but the purple burst, looking more his speed. He gets tagged up by a sniper from somewhere. Kefri hits another one, hits the slug shot as well. He's going to put Synergy at about 10% HP. He gets healed up a little bit from that healing totem, but low one is moving in for the frag.
Of course, Kefri's going to hit that. Low one able to get the cleanup scraps, but
low one.
He can push a little bit too far
Kefri
forward.
missed.
Synergy can't quite find that finishing blow, and now this is where the numbers advantage just comes into play. Overpowered, and Kefri can start pushing, knowing they've got one more member coming to help. Those sniper shots off the market. Kefri's awfully weak here, Nick.
This is 2 snipes in a row here. Goes for his heal. Wants to go for the ghost walk snipe. Overpower rotates in, puts one down. Kefri finds the other. And it's Team 2 cleaning house. All 4 members still intact as well. 5 kills on the board. Things are looking locked in first place.
This is the victory lap round here for Kefri and Team 2. They've got that locked up without a doubt. They'll take home the majority of the 10K that's available for prizing. However, what everyone else is making still certainly yet to be seen is Team 8 trying to mess with Clow and JJD, and mess with them they will. Bonkar gets one. Next one should be soon. JJD somehow gets up and over that hill, and with that extra movement speed, might have enough to get away. His young homie gets spotted out.
Those little chickens might be just quick enough to carry him home. Dicky Dog gets the final blow. Mimu running head first into Bonker, paying him no mind while he does it, and that's just a free kill.
Uh-oh, Cuss coming up here. Some Paladins
dead.
Head-on-head action. Yeah, Bonkar, no way for him to get out of this one, but Z1 Unknown gets the kill. It's just a matter of who got it. Now Z1 Unknown looking for a little bit more in the form of Bread. Kliku gets knocked out by Koa, and Unknown also dead to rights. Koa will claim that one. Diggy Dog and Koa, Team 8, able to be the ones to get a lot of bloodshed out from that retreat as the fog finally ceases. It's Team 15 coming in on Team 2.
And they're looking for the fight, too. My goodness, they came ripping in. Luffy, he just gets destroyed, though. I don't know if they knew exactly who they were running into. The longbow shot's good. On to Kefri. Withdrawal, not good. He spotted out the second he launches that ability. Strawberry Fields forever will do what he can. Kefri is down, but not out.
No, look, I like the idea here from Team 13, but when you come with the best, your best come correct. And a little bit disjointed there from Team 13. And as a result,
look at their HP. They're just starting to heal. I mean, Overpowered still has armor. Cybate still has armor. Low one is full HP. Kefri is down. But aside from that, they almost do it flawlessly. They almost do it without taking damage.
And then they spread the wealth of those armor potions. Make sure everyone's in a good spot. Plenty of shards here available as well. Cybate smacks that
ruthlessly disenchants the throwing axe.
Yeah, won't be needing this, gentlemen. I'll take those shards, and there is a forge available now. Only 14 left. You're asking for trouble forging at this point in the game, but
I think you do it.
Maybe you do it.
I think you earn a lot of big girth points there if you're able to pull that off.
Forge is just inside that circle, and looks like Team 2
forge some armor potions at least, you know?
Yeah, I know. Only 30 seconds
There's
on
a play to be made there.
I don't disagree with you. I can definitely see that logic, but instead maybe they don't know that Alternate and his team have been fully eliminated, that maybe there's a chance they're still up.
Yeah.
But
see, another benefit to the way they play the early game is they get to just like loot and just study the kill feed and just watch. All right, they're down. That changes how we're going to approach this game like this. Bonker, hello. He's flushed out. And they're just breaching, clearing every single building that they can. I don't think they knew Bonker was there, or Diggy Dog, excuse me, was there. They just, drop the firebomb, see if they get any movement, and then they move on.
They're hitting their P's and Q's, that's for sure. Only 13 left now as Lumber Fall, the final destination of today's 10K. Almost with the long-range shot, but Heavenly still forced back as Team 2 just playing the edge of the circle. That's an easy kill to go and chase, but instead they decide to hold their ground and make sure that they're in the proper position.
How's Team 12 doing? Because they are 3rd place. Chappie's team is completely dead at this point, I think. It looks like, again, oh no, it's 2 of them. I was like, it looks like 1, but no, they're just stacked right on top of each other.
They've got 4 elims.
They had 4? Okay, I didn't
4.
see.
Yeah.
So they're doing okay. I don't know if that's enough. I don't think that's enough, to be honest with you, to surmount the lead that Alternate and his squad have built. It ends in Lumberfall. They're straight out of Lumberfall as their team name for today.
Perfect. Love that team name for what it's worth. And maybe it'll give them a little bit of extra power in this spot, as Bixley needed a little bit of extra something, but Cybait gives it to him in the form of that legendary heirloom rifle. Look at how spread out Team 2 is, and they've got 2 that are chicken, but Kefri and Low One are able to keep such pressure onto Chappie and the squad that they can't really take advantage.
Oh, I misspoke there. Chappie's team is not out of this yet. They are Team 18. They are taking 2 down, but not out. That's the toughest. So many of them have gone down. Look, everyone has gone down on Team 2 at least once this game. The barricade is beautiful. Low One is able to finish the job.
Man, that legendary firebomb. Tim had nowhere to go in that spot. Had to walk back into it and ultimately gets killed for it. Venerated next to go. And Chappie, maybe the lone member of 18 when it's all said and done. He tries to escape with his own life. Ghost Walk and Blink will aid in that regard, as now Low One's able to get his, legendary gauntlets, his potion launcher. He's got legendary thrust and firebomb. He's got a barricade. This is, he's fully stacked out on legendary armor in general. How do you beat up on this?
You don't.
I
think they're winning the game at this point, barring catastrophic failure from an unforeseen sniper or something. You know what? I haven't seen a lot of vulturing today, and that's the biggest thing, because at this stage of the game, with the way the rest of the day has gone, I just don't see a way out of it, right? You know, like you take that scenario where Alternate and his guys were the other game where he had 9 kills, gold slug. If people were like trying to vulture those fights and taking that, then I would say there's a chance that Team 2 don't win this game. But that's just not been the way this squad tournament has played out. People are playing together and carefully.
Very, very much so. And I wonder, you know, if we do more of these squad games, if that's what we'll see as the development, is a different play style. Maybe you don't group up as 4. Maybe you go 2 and 2 and try and vulture a bunch. Though with how well
JJD
Team 2
played,
1v4. Yeah, I don't think so. Congratulations.
Snap.
To Kefri and the rest of Team 2. They get the Crown Royale, and they get the overall victory as well.
5 on the day, I think?
I believe 4 Crown Royales
overall.
or maybe 3. No, it's at least 4, right? Yeah,
I think 4.
Half of the rounds went to this team, so it's no surprise that they end up on top in the overall standings.
We'll take a look first and see who our victors are. And yeah,
99. Oh, so close.
Because they won. They kind of just solidified everything below them as well. 99, you're right, almost breaking 100 kills in today's event. Solid performances from everyone there. Nice climb from Chappie down the stretch. Him and his boys. Alternate as well have a big game to put themselves in second and just stay consistent enough. It was getting close there, but the tournament has concluded.
Very, very well done by Kefri and his team. The top 8 is where that payout is, so hopefully you saw your favorite players on that first page, or else they didn't make it into the money on this week's Realm Royale tournament. But negative 158, we were talking,
that's
wild. we might see a new record.
That's the biggest one.
It's got to be. There's no way anyone could beat that. I mean, they were dominant all day long, and hopefully you were able to keep up to date with everything they were doing all day long at esports.realmroyale.com. That's the place to go if you want information on future tournaments and everything to do with Realm Royale Esports. Make sure you go check that out, as well as you go to HRX in November. That's the place to go. We will be there.
Yeah. Get your tickets, guys.
Do you need another selling point? We'll be there.
Separate tickets for the event as well as the after party. Both are extremely fun, extremely high value purchase here. You can't go wrong.
Best value, without a doubt. HighResExpo.com is the place to go. Again, that's HighResExpo.com. Thanks so much for watching today's 10K Squad Invitational. We really appreciate you joining along with us. We'll be seeing you very, very shortly here for some more Realm Royale Esports. Again, Aggro, Pretty Hair. See you later.